Hi, everyone. If you are here, just leave some comments. I can see your comments and stuff. I don't think I'd given those of you on Instagram enough time. I said, like, come up with topics. But yeah, just thought we'd do a Sunday live. Normally I don't have videos today, but I was like, we just do a live today. So thanks for coming. Just say hello. Oh, hi, Kathy. Hello. Welcome to the live. So hot today here. It is like some of the hottest weather ever. I don't even understand why. But it is so warm, so hot. The TV's on in the background. I was just like, yeah. I have to put on this subscriber mode because they're always like weird people who leave weird like comments and stuff. Like when you are doing these lives. You can see my cat in the background there. I think he's a little confused. Don't know what he wants. But yeah, so let me know what you guys are all up to fashion-wise. What are we all buying this year? What are your luxury New Year's resolutions? Getting ready for church. Oh, that's wonderful. But I'll be listening in, dropping comments when I can. Okay, great. No problem. Have a good time at church service. That's excellent. I'm super curious to know what everyone's like buying this year. Like, what are people's approach? I'm going to talk about this in a video, I think, next week. This time around, like, I don't have a wish list this time around. I just want to focus on like a few pieces and then shop throughout the year of things I like. So there are things I've seen I've liked this month already that I want to get. And then like the big pieces. Because I feel like every time I make a wish list, I get distracted. Ooh, 25 people. Hello. I feel like anytime I make a wish list, I end up getting distracted. I don't know about you guys, but I get distracted and then I'm like, oh, I want to buy this, I want to buy that. And then I like forget about the wish list. So I just feel like not having a wish list, I think, is probably better for me. I can like focus on like the holy grail pieces that I want to purchase, right? But then like just shop throughout the year like a normal person versus like shopping a wish list. I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense in my head. Tell me if I'm wrong. But in my head, it makes sense. Because I just feel like having a wish list for me, it doesn't help me. I don't know. I'm the kind of person, like when I go to the supermarket, like I don't know what I'm buying. I'm like, oh yeah, we don't have this. Oh yeah, we don't have that. My cat's sitting over there, for example. I'm so bad at like buying that cat food stuff. Like my housekeeper has to do it because I don't even know what to look for anymore. She's like, no, he's too big for that food. I'm like, okay, cool. I have no idea. So I think it's the same thing with like luxury wish lists. Like for me, like there are a few things which I want to get. I think I talked about them, but like they're like holy grail pieces. So maybe I can get 1 or 2 this year and then other bits and bobs. Kathy said reshopping year, hopefully getting a quote back from our home store in the US, but also later this month, my husband and I will be going to Paris for our baby moon, so I'll be applying for vacation letter appointment. Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, I remember from the previous live, you said, yeah, and you're also going to Rome. I remember you said that, didn't you? Okay, that's fantastic. Okay, fingers crossed. Do you look visibly pregnant? I hope no one's offended by me asking that, just because I look visibly pregnant in October. And I do think it did help a little bit in certain stores. It did help at BH. But I feel like with your husband there, I feel like looking visibly pregnant could help. Because I feel like everyone wants to help a pregnant woman, you know? Like even if you don't like kids, it's like, oh, there's a pregnant woman. Like, let me go and help her kind of thing. You know what I mean? I definitely think it helps in luxury stores in Europe being pregnant. LOL, yes. Kathy says I look visibly pregnant. Okay, great. Because I do think it helps. Because I feel like, particularly if your husband is there, Kathy says not offended at all. Okay, great. Great. Glad to hear that. People are really sensitive about these things. I'm not offended that people thought I was like pregnant, like visibly pregnant, because it's like your belly is sticking out. You can't exactly miss the person's belly. And like a pregnant stomach looks different than someone who's gained weight, because the stomach is hard, like it's hard. It's like a rock. You know? I do think it will help, but if he's there. I feel like if my husband had been there and we had been at FSH, maybe it would have helped a little bit, because I feel like they're like, oh, you know, it's like a couple expecting a baby. Let me help them. So I feel good about your chances. I think you're in a good place. But just remember, you have to go and buy stuff. You definitely have to buy stuff, but after buying stuff, it should be fine. I think if you like go there and like buy like clothes, diamond jewelry, I think you'll, with your husband being there, I think it will happen. If your husband buys a watch on his own, it's going to happen, in my opinion. Especially if you're there together, and like, it's particularly in France, because they're like, when they see your stomach, they're like, thanks for the words of encouragement. Going to try and buy things I haven't found in my home store. Okay, great. Yeah, and they might have them. They might not. Just remember, at Sevres there's a waiting list for shoes now. So just be aware of that. And yes, husband will be at Big H with me. Okay, fine, it's fine. If your husband's there, it's fine. It is fine, because this brand is like literally built for men at this point. So it's just I feel like when you're expecting a baby, I feel like people want to like be helpful. I don't know. I feel not everyone is nice. I actually had a bad experience at the like hotel we stayed at for the staycation. Like some of the housekeepers were like, I was wearing this dress, and I'm 9 months pregnant. Like, I look pregnant. You know, I'm about to pop. So I really do look pregnant. I don't look pregnant here, but it's because of the angles and the way I'm sitting. And like, they kind of like laughed at me, and my husband like complained to the manager, and they got told off. He complained on his own. I didn't tell him to go complain, because I was like, I don't know why they're laughing at me. Like, I'm 9 months pregnant. Like, what can I do? What am I supposed to do? So, but I feel like in France, people were really nice about it. So I feel good about your chances, particularly if he's there. I feel good about your chances. I feel really good about it. Particularly if you go towards the end of the month. Should be fine. So you'll be in good shape. I'm trying to think of like other things which people, because I've been watching people's like I like watching people's wish list videos. Even though I don't have a wish list this year, I'm enjoying watching people's wish list videos. But then what I'm finding is like watching people's wish list videos is making me want to buy like things. Like, I just watched a wish list video today, and someone had posted the Gucci sparkly shoes with the Swarovski crystals. They're old season, because they're from autumn winter last year. But then I'm like, oh, that makes me want to go on the Gucci website and look for things to buy. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't thinking about those sparkly shoes. I did like that collection, but I wasn't like, oh, I'm thinking about the sparkly big Gucci shoes or anything like that. So I think sometimes I think that's also the problem with these like wish lists and stuff. Like, they make you want to buy things that you weren't necessarily thinking about. Because I'm not like a no buy. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not like a no buy person. I don't like these no buy, low buy, what's it called? These like no buy, low buy things. For me, it's not realistic. I just watched someone's video. Like, she's not a luxury creator. She's more of like a shopping creator, like at like high street brands, so like ASOS and Zara. She was saying how she wasn't gonna like shop at Zara anymore for like a year. She's gonna take a break from Zara. I mean, realistically, I don't know how one can not shop at Zara or ASOS or Mango. Even if you like high-end brands, like there's certain brands don't offer certain sizes. I just ordered the trackies I'm wearing now, the tracksuit joggers I'm wearing now. I ordered them from ASOS. They just arrived on Saturday. And I've gained like 2 dress sizes in UK sizing since being pregnant. They're so comfortable. But I put them on yesterday. I was like, oh my God, they're so comfortable, you know? And I was like, I don't want to wear sweats, but at 9 months, I don't have a choice. I need to wear sweats because nothing fits. You know what I mean? So it's like, realistically, can you not shop at those places when maybe you're going through a life change or your body's changing or whatever? You know, I don't know. I don't know. I'm happy for the people who can stop shopping at those places. I can't, because I need to be able to. I need, first of all, not everything at every designer brand fits you. So, like, for example, clothing at Versace fits me. Clothing at Moschino fits me. The Max Mara swimsuit fits. Even while being preggers, it fits. So that's good. So some brands fit, and then other brands don't fit. So I saw some clothes at Alaia. They fit. Mitessa, hi there. Can you tell us how to pronounce your name? I'll tell you how to pronounce my name that I say on YouTube, but it's like the shortened version of my actual name. But how to pronounce my name that I say on YouTube is Kagem, which is my name, but it's just the shortened version. Kagem, like hard K, hard G. So I don't know. I just don't think things like that are realistic. Thank you. Yeah, no problem. I just don't think things like that are realistic. I want to know how she's going to like not buy any clothes. Because like theoretically, like in the year, you need clothes for like different things. Like maybe you start a new job, or again, you go through a life change, like you get pregnant, then you have to buy maternity clothes. Literally nothing was fitting me. So I was like, I have to order some joggers, some tops, because nothing fits. And then it's like, and of course it's just temporary because I'm going to deliver and then I'll shrink again a little bit, right? But it's like nothing fits you. So you're like, okay. So I was fascinated watching her explain that she's not going to shop at Zara or H&M. I want to see how you're not going to shop at those places where they offer like, you know, they have good size ranges. Like a lot of women can find their sizes there. At a lot of luxury brands, you're not going to find your size beyond a 50, an Italian 50, Italian 52 at a lot of the girls. Definitely not in the store. Like you'd have to call ahead. Because like I said, I can find my size at Max Mara, Moschino, Versace, Alaia. I can see my size at Bottega Veneta, and at Chanel. But there are other places, at Big H as well. I've seen my size there too. But even Big H, for example, they finish at a French 42, which is an Italian 46. They don't have anything beyond that. In France, anyway. Maybe in other countries they do, but they don't. So I think even at like designer brands, it makes it hard. I think it makes it really hard for people as well. So I don't know how people do these no buys. I'm trying to understand how they do them. Because I'm just like, what are you gonna wear? Like for the rest of the year. So I ordered a bunch of clothes from ASOS because nothing was fitting me. So I ordered a dress. I got these joggers. I've got like a bunch of shirts. Like, so I have a bunch of new clothes, makeup, glam and stuff, because I was like, literally nothing fits. So I was like, I just don't understand what I'm supposed to wear. Nothing fits. So, and of course it's natural that it's not going to fit you. So it's not like a big deal to be like, oh, nothing fits. But I think it can take a toll on your like self-esteem a little bit, because it's like, oh, this is, you know, someone's like trying something on and they're like, okay, this is a little tight, you know. Now at luxury brands, it's like nothing really fits. Imagine if that's like ASOS and Zara, and at luxury brands, it's like even worse. So yeah, so I think the people who can do the no-buy stuff, I think it's great. I don't think it's for me. I just need too much. I don't know. I feel like I just need, I don't know about you guys, but you can like let me know in the comments. But for me, like I need that space to like I love watching people's haul videos, wishlist videos, and unboxing videos, because I like getting ideas for like the next trip, or if I really like something, I'll order it here. Which is complicated because like then you have to ship it here, you have to pay import taxes on it. But if it's like, oh my God, wow, I really, really love this, then yes, I have to like order it. You know what I mean? So I feel like for me, it's like, I don't know about you guys, and you can let me know, but for me, I find it too restrictive. I'm amazed at the people who can do that, because I just would not be able to. Also, another thing is, like, I really enjoy spending money. I don't know about you guys, but to me, there's like a level of fun of like going to spend money. Like, it's fun. My birthday's in April. I'm a Taurus, so I don't know if any of you are Taurians, or if your partner's a Taurian, or if you have Taurus friends, but Taurians are all about having a good time. If you're not a Taurus but you have Taurus people in your life, notice how Taurus people always want to go out. Taurians always stay at the club. Number one, Taurians at the club. Taurians at the bar. Taurians go to concerts, parties, pop bottles, casinos. People, like Taurus people, like to be out, mingling, being seen, doing things. That's who we are. Like, we're hedonists, I think. So I don't know. I couldn't give it up, you guys. I know about you guys, but I couldn't. So you let me know. Okay, I guess in the meantime, while just waiting for more people to come through, I will tell you all. I'm just checking to make sure that. Just checking to make sure, yeah, okay. I'll tell you all what I'm looking for to get this year. One or two things from this like grail list would be ideal, but this is not a wish list, because if I don't buy anything from these things, it's fine, because they're very expensive. So I'll say what it is, and then I'll tell you how much it costs, and then I'll also explain why I don't have a wish list. So the first thing is the first grail piece, and like I said, my birthday is in April, so maybe I can get something for my birthday, or maybe I can get something before then, because there'll be trips before my birthday as well. And my birthday, we're going to do a big trip. This was planned like before I even became pregnant, so it's just kind of funny I'm pregnant now, so we'll have to do the trip with a baby. That's fine. Okay, so the first thing is the Cartier Pavé love bracelet in yellow gold. In Europe, it's 47,900. In America, I believe it's 52,000 US dollars. Ballet dancer NJ, hey Haya, hi, welcome. Glad you're here. We're just talking about. I'm just saying how I don't have a wish list. And I want to tell you guys like the grail pieces I want to buy. I know it sounds like I'm saying my wish list now, but it's not a wish list. I'm going to explain. Ballet dancer says hello to everyone in the chat. Hello, I'm glad you're here. Okay. So the first piece is the Pavé Cartier love bracelet, so full diamonds. If you saw my Cartier shopping vlog from Paris, you saw it. Our hair's matching right now. Okay, great, perfect. So in euros, it's 47,900 euros, and I believe in America it's $52,000 in yellow gold, and it comes in white gold, yellow gold, and I believe it also comes in rose gold. Does it come in rose gold? I tried on the yellow gold one, and that's probably the one that I would get. So that is like one of the grail pieces. Now, I prefer to buy that in euros to get the refund. That would be my like preference. So that is like a grail piece. There's some other bracelets that I like from Messika, but it's not on the grail list, but I might pick up a bracelet in the meantime before buying that one. There's this really pretty one. I've shown it before to you guys in one of my jewelry videos. It's like this Messika bracelet. It's like a bar, and then there's like a chain like this, and it's pavé. It's 2,650 euros. It's really pretty, but that's not on the grail list. I might just pick that up in the meantime while I'm waiting to buy this one. So that's the first thing. The next thing is an Audemars Piguet watch, a Royal Oak watch, either in the stainless steel with gold two-tone, which I believe in Swiss francs is 26,000 Swiss francs. That's about 27, 28,000 euros, give or take, or in full gold. Now, I have spoken to people who have been allocated watches from this brand, and they've said it's much easier if you make it clear that you'll buy the gold one. The gold one there's like a gold one that's like 34 millimeters with a white dial, and it has diamonds on it. That one's is 58,000 euros. So apparently if I make it clear that I would buy the gold one, apparently you can buy it the same day, but for the women's watches, not the men's pieces. So the women's watches are like the 34 millimeter, which suits me just fine because my wrist is quite small. So I think 34 for my wrist would be a lot. I did email them on my previous trip. They never responded. So it's like quite hard to get an appointment, but they have like boutiques in Paris, or they have like a boutique in Paris. It's very close to Big H Faubourg. And then they also have one in Amsterdam. They also have one in London. I think there's going to be an opportunity to go to London, Amsterdam, and Paris this year. So maybe I can make an appointment. I can see what happens. I feel like with that one, I need to be ready. I have no idea if I'd be offered anything. I have no idea if I'd be offered anything. So I want to just be ready on the off chance that they would offer me something. God forbid, I've like blown all of my cash at Big H, for example, right? I'm like gone and blown all of my money there, and then they offer me something, and then I'm like, okay. And then the third thing that I'm interested in, which is obviously playing the Iliad, going to play the Big H Odyssey again, looking for a mini Kelly pochette, or a pink Birkin. I would prefer to get a mini Kelly in pink or green, Kelly pochette in pink or green, or a pink Birkin in pink or green. I would just be happy to get an offer. I feel like I want to put my energy towards buying an exotic bag at Louis Vuitton or Dior, which then brings me to the next thing that I want to tell you that I'm interested in. I think this year is going to be the year I'm going to pull the trigger on an exotic Capucine or an exotic mini Lady Dior, but I have to pick one. I think in theory buying two would be like a lot, because the crocodilian mini Capucine and the crocodilian mini Capucine at Louis Vuitton is like 21,000, and I think the crocodile mini Lady Dior is like 23 or something like that. So I can't justify buying both, because I also want to buy the Audemars Piguet watch. I also want to buy a Cartier Love bracelet. So you have to be a little bit more strategic. So I'd have to pick one. But I think I'll be pulling the trigger on an exotic Capucine or an exotic mini Lady Dior, because I feel like realistically it's I have a better chance of buying it there than being offered at Big H. And then the final thing is buying a new car, but I'm pretty sure my husband will buy it for me, so I won't have to use my dollars or my pounds or my euros for that. So that's good. So maybe that will materialize at some point this year. I've already told him. Brianna says, yes, get the exotic Capucine. Yeah, maybe exotic, like a crocodile Capucine or crocodile mini Lady Dior. Because the problem with Big H is you don't know if you're going to be offered. So if I go to Paris and I buy the Pavé Love bracelet, which is 47,000, of course, the way the world works is you will be offered the offer you want, like the mini Kelly and crocodile will come after I have bought the Cartier Pavé Love bracelet. I just know it. Like after I've been like, okay, you know what, Cartier, you're gonna get this money. Here's this money. Then it will just happen, you know? Yeah, so those are like my pieces. Okay, so those are the things that I'm interested in. But like I said, there are other things I like that I might buy in the meantime. So I like the Andiamo by Bottega Veneta. I like it so much, I might even order it and have it shipped here and pay the import taxes for it. I really like that bag. I also like the Alaia heart bag. And like I told you, I like those bracelets and rings I've seen from Messika. So I don't want to say I have a wish list, because it's a very expansive situation. I don't like the Murakami Cherry Blossom Part 2. So my money is safe there. I love this collection. Couldn't get a personal shopper who was willing to help. So I'll take that as a sign that it's not for me right now. But I love the collection, this Murakami one, the first drop. But I like the cherries drop. And I believe the cherries drop will be coming out in April, which is my birthday month. So maybe I can get something from there. And maybe I can actually see it in the store, because presumably I'll go traveling. And the reason why I don't want to have a wish list now is because I feel like what will happen is if I have a wish list, I'll then get like derailed and go buy other things. Ballet Dancer says Murakami drop was nothing short of a fiasco here. Yeah, let's talk about the Murakami drop. Actually, I'm glad you brought it up. Yeah, it was a mess. It was a meltdown. They melted down. It was a nuclear reactor meltdown. Literally, the entire world except Japan melted down. In his home country, Louis Vuitton Japan got their act together and it went well, because I found some Japanese TikTokers who were, talking in Japanese. I turned on the translation, the translated captions, and many of them were saying it went well. So I feel like, because he's Japanese and, maybe it's his home country, they want to make him proud. So it went well, but every other jurisdiction was a meltdown. America, Canada, all the European countries, the Middle East, a lot of the countries in Asia, it went really badly. I just, what I don't understand about what they did is like, why would you not be planned when people are desperate to buy this collection? Ballet Dancer says, I was logged in at 11:50 and it made no difference. Did you get anything from this collection? Did you manage to get anything? But also, don't you have a CA, so did you manage to get anything through your CA? Or I just don't understand. Like, I'm trying to understand. No. Oh no, really? Did you go to the store? That's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. I just don't understand why did you do this? I heard about people going to the store in America, in different cities in the States, and queuing, and then when it's their turn, they're told that they don't have any bags. Well, if you don't have any handbags to sell, and you don't have anything to sell in the store, what is the point of this? No, the CAs were unable to secure anything for me. Oh, I'm sorry. I've heard people saying that they're going to be returns, maybe in the next week or two, and around the 15th, the 15th, the 14th and 15th, people are waiting for payday. Bills are coming out. You know how January is, baby, bills are coming out. Woo. Bills are coming out. So maybe the returns, around the 15th or the 14th, I was thinking maybe you can contact your CA and ask then. Brianna says, I was lucky, got something. The CA told me USD 9 Speedy sold out. Then on the 3rd, she texted me, I get it for me. I need to pay ASAP. Picked it up same day. Yeah, it's the Hunger Games. Julie says, hi. Hi, Julie. Julie, I want to see your things in the Facebook groups, please. Ballet Dancer says, online, there were error messages and spinning circles all day long. Well, I want to talk about what I'm really angry about, which is what I posted about on my Instagram. They put the super flat panda capucine, the pink one with the panda on it, the mink bum bag, the petite valise, those were all in the lookbook. Okay? Those are all in the lookbook with codes. They were in every single lookbook worldwide available for purchase. On the day, they were not on the website to buy. They weren't on any of the European websites, and they were not on the South African website or any of the Middle Eastern websites. I was checking, looking. I don't know how you can have the mink bum bag, the petite valise, and the capucine with the panda on it, because I think that is the most commercial looking one, and they weren't available to purchase. They were not. You couldn't buy it online if you wanted to, which means they've all nomination only bags going to VIPs. If I see the mink bum bag on Fashion File, I want that person banned who sold that bag from Louis Vuitton. I want you banned, because I think it's so wrong to buy these VIP only bags if you're a VIP, and then to go put them on Fashion File when there are people who would really be happy to buy them. Julie says, yeah, I'll post. I'm getting them from Tuesday, Friday, got UPS shipments confirmed. Yay. Okay, can't wait. I'm really excited. This is like the World Cup. I'm so excited. Brianna said I didn't like any of the Capucines. Oh, really? It's such a shame. I think that these were some of the best ones that they made. I really liked them. And they catfished us with those bags. They catfished us. How are you putting that thing in the lookbook and it is not available for purchase? Brianna says, I agree. Why did they send influencers anything? Don't talk to me about the influencers because I'm about to hyperventilate. The collection is ready hyped. Thank you. I didn't need to see those raggedy TikTok unboxings. Guys, this is so cool. Look, guys. Oh, I'm bored to death. Look, I got this. Girl, you got something that people can't even buy and you don't even care. When influencers get things, it normally doesn't bother me. I'm fine with it because I understand this business, but this collection did not need influencers. The next collection needs it. I don't think that the second cherry blossom one, me personally, I don't think. Brianna says wasted bags they could have sent to paying customers. Seriously. They were giving influencers the nano and the pochette accessoire. Ballet Dancer says everything was contact concierge or notify me. Then they said the items were available. Put them in the car, received error messages. That's very stressful. I'm stressed. Although, please, can you try my strategy? Like around the 14th, I would maybe pop into the store or maybe contact your CA, because I do think the middle of the month is a strange time in January. People got bills. You know, people might be like, I bought this shit, I'm going to return it. And then there'll be returns. Brianna says it bothers me for limited edition items. I'm really irritated about this launch. Normally it doesn't bother me. I'm like, let them have it. Who cares, right? But for this, I'm like, are you kidding me? Julie says, yeah, the cherry blossoms, I don't think they'll be that popular. I'm not into the cherry blossoms. Yeah, the cherry blossom one, the flowers and stuff, I don't think those are going to sell. The dark cherries for April, that will sell. But I'm not sure about this second drop, so Ballet Dancer says, yes, I'll do that. Thank you, Haya. Yeah, because I think in the middle of the month, like, people got bills. You know, it's like Christmas time. You're more willing to spend your money. You're like, let me go blow this cash. And then in the middle of January, a lot of people are like, you know what? I got bills to pay. Let me just... I'm so upset about the Petite Valise, the mink bum bag, and those Capucines that didn't even get uploaded. Honestly, I was so triggered. Someone is getting fired tomorrow. Someone is getting fired in Paris. Someone's getting fired. Brianna says, I want the vanity case of the cherry blossom. Oh, yes. The dark cherries, like, or the cherry blossom with the flowers. Ballet Dancer says the resale market will charge at least 3 times the price. They're already at resellers. Or the Speedy 25 is. The Speedy 25 and the pochette. I'm just upset with how this was handled online. The flowers. Okay, so that's the next one that's coming in March. Okay, cool. The double VIC and VIC had top priority. I think it's fine for them to have top priority. What already? Yeah, they're already at resellers. I've seen the Speedy 25. I've seen the pochette accessoire. What else have I seen at resellers? The coussin, which by the way, I think the people who bought the coussin, I think that was a beautiful purchase because I think that one was really nice. It's already there. I don't have a problem with double VICs and VICs getting priority. I think it's only fair if you spend a lot of money at the brand that you should get the first look. I actually am fine with that. I actually think it's fair, meaning if someone spends $200,000 a year at Louis Vuitton, I do think that they should outrank someone who spends $5,000 a year. But it is not fair for those people to hog really hot items and then change their mind after a few weeks and say quality issues, canvas issues, because you know what these influencers and vloggers are going to start saying? They're going to start coming up with excuses. Okay, that is not fair. Julie says, do we know if the MC collection will be available for more months or restock? They're not restocking it, Julie. They're not restocking. That's what's really sad about this. Because I think that what's going to happen is there'll be returns. They might do orders for people. So maybe if you have a good account and good standing and maybe you want to get the coussin, maybe they'll order one for you, but they're not going to restock it, no. Brianna says, there's no point in them advertising the products to the public. Honestly, yeah. What's the point? I agree with you. I agree with you fully. What is the point? I don't understand why we're doing this. This was such a stressful, I can't imagine, I'm stressed and I couldn't even order anything. I was speaking to a personal shopper and she's like, everything's finished. Rohit says, hello. Julie says, oh no, restocking. Yeah, they're not restocking it. They're not restocking this. Drop one, the Multico. This one isn't being restocked. Ballet Dancer says, so it's done. Technically it's done, yes. Because it's my understanding that essentially it's not being restocked. There will be returns. Obviously, those will be sold. Returns will be sold. Obviously, we know that. Those will be sold. Returns will be sold. They won't restock it, but there might be some pieces that can be ordered. So it's like, it's not like you're going to be able to buy it when you want. I think in terms of what you want, ballet dancer, you're better off going in the middle of the month, where in the middle of the month, more people will be returning things. Because there is that like buyer's remorse. People are waiting for their paychecks at the end of the month. Even the luxury girls who earn a ton of money are waiting for a check. You know what I mean? People are waiting to get their money. So maybe there'll be some returns, which is unfortunate because it's like, why did you buy it? I know that Nano Speedy will be returned. Yeah, and the pochette accessoire is going to be returned. And particularly with the people who are creators, people are going to look for excuses. I've already seen some ridiculous, stupid videos of, oh, I might return it because of the quality. Quality be damned. They look beautiful and they look amazing. People are just looking for excuses to be annoying and to be like contrarian. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not being restocked now. I just hate the way they launched this. I have no problem with double VICs and VICs getting priority over everyone else. I am fine with that. If I spend $100,000 a year at Louis Vuitton, yes, I need priority. But I also don't think it's fair for them to buy everything and then be like, I might let the Petite Valise go, or I might let the super flat Capucine go. Why? Why buy it then? Just leave it there. I can't. And then we'll have the cherry blossoms in March. Julie says, yeah, the Speedy 25 in white multico, so pretty. I didn't pre-order that because I don't need a 25 size, not into the metal corners, but it's so pretty. It's so beautiful. Oh, don't even talk to me about that bag because it's so pretty. And the in real life pictures, because you know how Louis Vuitton stock pictures on the website and the app can look? Sometimes you can get catfished when you see that stuff in real life. You know, like the shearling bags they released for autumn winter for the ski collection, those really cute bags. On the website, they didn't look like much. But when I saw them at the store in October, I was like, whoa, they're gorgeous. They're really beautiful. Some of their things, it's like you need to see it in person. Ballet Dancer says the key clay was gone before the drop. This was just a mess. And it was a nightmare. The way they handled this was wrong. I think someone's getting fired tomorrow at the HQ. Their corporate office is at Pont Neuf, which is near Les Samaritaines in Paris. Someone's getting fired. Someone is getting fired. Okay, because you had one job. You had the easiest job in the world to sell a 20-year-old re-release collection of a beloved like artist that requires no marketing. Your customers will market it for you, and you couldn't even do that. Brianna said, really fired, LOL. I kind of feel like they meant to do it this way. I don't. I'm going to tell you why I don't in a second, but I can see why you think that. Julie says, were they being conservative this collection because of that summer collection? No, I don't think so. I think this was actually botched. I don't see any display for Murakami at all. Oh, really? I've seen their pop-ups. There's a pop-up in Singapore and Tokyo, and they're pop-ups worldwide. And in America, because I know many of you are in the States, there are pop-ups and they have displays. Maybe your store is a small store. The reason why I'm saying someone's getting fired is because this is actually not like good from a marketing point of view. Like as a marketer myself, I can tell you, like as a marketer, you don't want this. What you want is big queues, you want inventory, you want people moving in the store, you want people milling around. Even at this luxury end, you want it packed and heaving because it gives that impression that it's popping, it's lit, like shit, everyone's at Louis Vuitton, it's lit, it's popping, you know what I mean? You don't want a situation where people get there, can't buy anything. Brianna says, true. People are upset. Julie says, not yet. Ballet Dance says there was a pop-up in Soho, New York. Yeah. Julie says the queue is crazy. Right, that's what you want. But then there's no inventory. So you're telling me I'm going to queue for 30 minutes I'm going to get there and there's no inventory. They botched this. Someone in Paris is getting fired tomorrow morning. You're fired. Yes, God, you are fired. And Louis Vuitton, if there are people work at Louis Vuitton listening, I don't care how you feel. We don't care about your feelings. Because you people are ruining people's lives here and you're ruining people's emotions. Okay. I was livid when I saw that the mink bum bag and the petite valise and these other really special pieces, the lozine, the multi-co lozine wasn't even uploaded on the site. And that is like your heritage, is like luggages. And you couldn't even put the lozine on the website. Someone is getting fired tomorrow morning. Okay? Julie said, I'd waited 1.5 hours-ish. I was there at 9:50 on that Friday. That's insane. That's wild. Yeah. They mishandled this. And they know it. They know it too. And it's like, Louis Vuitton, you had one job. People don't have money right now. And everyone said, you know what? There were even some of you telling me, look, BK is not getting my coins this January. I'm going to give Louis Vuitton some of my money. Ballet Dancer says, when people were on customer service hotline, the calls kept dropping. They just, this was the ghetto. They just didn't do well with this. They need to take some ownership for this. They were on hold for at least 45 minutes to an hour. Imagine your bank putting you on hold for 45 minutes. You want to put your arms around someone's neck. It's bad enough like at the bank, or if there's a problem on the phone, or like, you know what I mean? Like, you'd put your hands around their neck. This is just a mess. I mean, if I wait more than 30 minutes for food at a restaurant, I want to speak to the manager. So I can only imagine how stressed people were on Friday. I was stressed. My husband was laughing at me because we were at the hotel for a staycation and we were at breakfast. He was like, this is like the World Cup. I'm like, this is like the World Cup. And then I had him try and like add a keeple on one of the French website. And I don't think he saw it. Then he went on some other website, like another European Louis Vuitton website. He found it. He tried to pay and it didn't work. So just to see if it was going to work, it didn't work. So Louis Vuitton needs to be happy because I don't think the Cherry Blossoms line is going to do well, respectfully to them. I just don't. I think the dark cherries one in April, I think people like that. But what I've seen of I'll do a video about cherry blossoms when they're better pictures, because one of you was like, can you do a cherry blossoms video now? I was like, the pictures are not particularly good, so let's wait for the lookbook to come out. And then when it comes out, I hope that they don't do this nomination bag stuff anymore. I think it's so wrong to have the lookbook and have nomination bags, and they're only for VIP clients. Julie says, did we talk about packaging for Murakami? We haven't yet. Let's talk about it now. Are regular clients getting the Murakami tissue paper when they get their orders? I don't see any YouTube unboxings. No, those are just for influencers. Unfortunately, regular clients are not getting the Murakami tissue paper in the white multi-co, which is very unfortunate. Again, Louis Vuitton did not handle this correctly. They didn't. You know, at the very least, clients should get what the influencers are getting. It doesn't have to be the same PR package, but at the very least, like the tissue paper and the ribbons should have been the same. Ballet Dancer says the Damios collection is supposed to be released too. Okay, cool. Look out for that. Julie says, not sure if it's because some boutiques didn't get their stuff. No, it's because those are just for PR, which is even more frustrating. Because the packaging is super pretty. Like the actual bag itself, like with the pink and the white. I think in the group, there's some Glamazons already got some stuff. Who've shown the packaging. It's super pretty. But the one of the white multi-co that the influencers got, with the tissue paper, as you said, why do you not have that available for actual clients? Julie says, oh, that's so disappointing. I want the Murakami tissue paper. Yeah, unfortunately, only influencers were offered that. And again, Louis Vuitton have the best marketers in the world. They don't need my advice. But if I was at Pont Neuf, I'd say, guys, can we get our shit together? Okay, this thing is the closest thing Louis Vuitton have to a Birkin or Kelly or Mini Kelly. It sells itself. It doesn't need promotion, doesn't need marketing, doesn't need influencers. All you have to do is make beautiful packaging. People will literally promote it for you for free. You know? And the fact that Louis Vuitton couldn't get her shit together. I know that Dior, Hermes, and Chanel are so happy that someone else from Paris is being attacked and dragged right now. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I can't wait to see everything you guys get. But yeah, I do think there'll be a lot of returns. I was thinking, this is just a thought that came in my head. You guys tell me what you think. It's okay if you think I'm wrong. It's not a problem. But I was thinking, like, I think that what will happen is at the end of the month, there'll also be a lot of returns as well. Because I do think some people do like this idea of like getting caught up in something and like, oh my God, everyone's buying it, so I'm going to buy it too. And then they're going to be like, okay, maybe I'll just get my money back. Because some of the pieces are quite expensive in dollars and euros and pounds and stuff. Ballet Dancer says LV was getting flamed online. They deserved it. MS Stevens. Oh, MS Steffers, sorry. Just joining. Hi, I completely agree about packaging. Hello, welcome. I completely agree about packaging for Murakami collection. Butters should have gotten the same packaging as the influencers. It's completely morally wrong for them not to add that really pretty tissue paper. There was such a beautiful unboxing I saw on TikTok. An influencer got with the tissue paper, the multi-co, this really pretty ribbon, stickers with the panda and everything. But, buyers should have gotten the same packaging as the influencers. Yeah, and they didn't do that. It's so wrong. Why are you doing this? And again, they're not doing this on purpose. I know what you guys think. It might be a marketing trick. It's not a marketing trick. Someone is getting fired tomorrow. Like someone is arriving at work at the Louis Vuitton HQ, boo-boo, and baby, take your check and you can leave. Because the person running this launch, what were you doing? Ollie says, happy NY. Hello. Okay, I'm glad you're here. I just, yeah. I was stressed and I couldn't even order anything. I had my husband try and buy a key pull. We just wanted to see if the transaction would go through. Of course, it didn't go through. You know, because he was like, it's not working. I was like, okay. You know, we were just laughing about it. Like, this is not how you launch a product. And if you want to encourage people to go to the store, have inventory in the store for people to buy. It is not possible that someone's going to queue for an hour, 2 hours. I get to the front of the queue and you tell me there are no handbags to purchase. Because some people have said online that they queued, they got to the store and there was nothing for them to buy. They need to know that they're not going to have something like this again. This is the closest thing that they're going to have to like a collection that sells itself and that doesn't need marketing. So like, why did you not? And also, if bags are nomination only for VIPs, why were they in the lookbook? Why? Why was the Lozine in the lookbook? Why was the mink bum bag a really special piece from the Murakami collection? If there's one piece that encapsulates everything Y2K, it is that bag. It was in the lookbook and no one can buy it except VIPs. Why put it in the lookbook then? Why? Miss Steffers says, I couldn't order anything either. It was terrible, very disorganized. I heard some pre-orders were canceled. Yeah, pre-orders were canceled in America and Canada based on spending. Horrible, horrible. Julie says the CA that was handling the queue told everyone in the queue that the boutique is sold out of Speedy 25, Nano Speedy, Alma, and Pochette accessoire prior to opening. Again, I would want to have a conversation with that person and be very persuasive and be like, go find me something to buy right now that has a strap on it. Brianna says SMH. Julie says, and continue to tell everyone else as more people got into the queue. She was like, I just can't. I can't with this. There is no way that this is how they wanted it to happen. This was disorganized. This was a mess. They need to take some accountability and some ownership. She was like, oh, we got the Lisa wallet. It's not as popular as we thought it would be. Well, that's a horrible way to sell the Lisa wallet, which I think is really cute, by the way. Just saying. So you get there, there's no Nano, there's no Pochette accessoire, Brianna says, I actually need LV to stop giving away bags. It's a turn off for me. Mez and Laura would never. I don't know. It's a tough one. Everyone has to give away stuff. Mez give away a heap of makeup. They're gifting influencers makeup and stuff. I mean, I think it's tough, you know? But I know what you mean. It's hard to see someone get a free Capucine, like an $8,000 handbag. And then you want me to give you $8,000 of my hard-earned money. Yes, God, that is hard. Noyet says, the US website stated the online orders would come with all special packaging, including stickers. I'd be upset if I didn't get it. I have seen an online order unboxing from another country, and it did not have the packaging that the influencers had. They were stickers, but it didn't have, like, you know, those like influencer unboxings of the influencers that have got the nano speedy and the pochette accessoire. It came in this beautiful box with tissue paper and stickers and like the panda and everything. I have seen an online order and it did not have that at all. It just had like one sticker, a ribbon, the bag, that's it. Rihanna says makeup and knickknacks are okay, but no, I don't want to see them giving away top dogs. I would like them to stop giving away the Capucine. I didn't mind the Neverfull campaign, but as someone who loves the aesthetics of the Capucine, it is hard for me to watch someone get a 7,000 euro handbag, $8,000 handbag. I remember once they gifted an exotic Capucine to an influencer in Germany. I was triggered. You could have put me on a gurney and strapped me and taken me to a hospital. I almost fainted. Okay? Literally, you could have put me on a gurney. Okay? Because I was like... So, wait, they give away Capucines. I actually buy those. They were at a point. I think they've slowed down on it now because I think they know people are really upset about it. And I've noticed with new Capucines, they don't do it as much. I feel like the Capucine's established now. There are people who love the bag and there are people who support the bag and it's doing well and it's fine. But when I saw, it's one thing to give away a Neverfull, an exotic Capucine. And I remember she was a German influencer. I don't speak German, so I was just translating on Instagram. This was a few years ago. And people were like, a whole exotic Capucine, you're gonna be kidding me. You didn't even pay for it. Get out of here. You know what I mean? So I think with the packaging stuff, it's like they should have thought this through. The Murakami tissue packaging is so beautiful. Why would you not have that for customers who are paying and giving you money? I just want someone to, and again, I work in marketing, so I understand the need to promote. That is fine. I don't have a problem with influencers getting free things, but the packaging was so pretty, but customers were paying and not getting it. Ollie says, agree exactly on the Capucine. If I didn't have one already, I'd be turned off seeing it being given away. They were giving it away a few years ago. They've slowed down now a little bit, which I think is because of the backlash, because people are upset about it. It's a very expensive handbag because it's essentially their Kelly and it's meant to compete with the Kelly at Hermes. Why didn't they have it for every purchase? And that's the thing. Sorry. That's the thing that I don't understand. I'm still turned off. Yeah, I don't understand why you didn't have the tissue paper that like the Murakami packaging. Because, you know, like, because you guys, some of you have already gotten your Murakami orders. So like the bag itself with the pink and it says Louis Vuitton, everyone gets that. But then some online orders are like, it's just an orange box, ribbon, the panda sticker, there's your order. And then some people have like tissue papers that's different and it's just like, you know, standard. That's cheap, wouldn't have cost them much. They didn't think this through. Okay, so tomorrow, baby, like someone's getting fired. Someone should be fired and just give us the job because clearly you can't do it. Monarch says, hi, Ollie. Hi, Monarch. Hi, honey. I don't understand why. And I know it sounds like such a like first world problem, like people moaning about this. Julie says, would I be dragged if I could ask my CA to get me some MC tissue papers? Yes, I think you'd be dragged. I wouldn't ask that. I can't wait to see your orders as well. Miss Stafford says the packaging for customers was so disrespectful compared to influencers. It was, because it was literally just like a ribbon, a panda sticker. They put it in that cute bag. That's it. Julie says, LOL. Ollie says, I wanted 2 troll pieces, but I didn't bother. I wanted the takeaway coffee cup and the passport cover. I heard the coffee cup is sold out in America. Is that true? Hi, Han. I see your question, but it doesn't have anything to do with our like stream, so I'm not going to answer it. I hope you're not offended. Okay, so don't like interact, guys, with the question. Sorry, we're going to keep this PG because I have a lot of people who support me who have kids and people want to watch the lives with their children. So I'm not going to discuss the question. Okay, let's go back to Murakami. Yes, sold out. The coffee cup was not available on Friday. Look, the coffee cup is gone. Gone with the wind. Where's Vivian Lee? Where's Clark Gable? It's gone. Poof, gone. Bibbity bobbity boo, gone. I just, anyway, Louis Vuitton, you're wrong for this shit. Brianna says, LOL. Miss Steph says, coffee cup sold out. Coffee cup is gone. She's gone. And it was a good price. How much was it in dollars? In euros, it was 500. No, it wasn't. It was 450 euros. In dollars, was it like 600? Brianna puts the wind. Monarch says, haha, I never thought that coffee cup would sell out. The hair scrunchie is gone too. When you know what ballet dancer says, the scrunchie was gone. When the scrunchie was gone, that's when I knew that this launch was a meltdown launch and it was a flop. I mean, it was a super successful launch, but they didn't like execute correctly. A scrunchie. I put that on my Instagram. A scrunchie. All these is $540. Yeah. It's nice. Both colors. Wow. And I know that people are angry. I'm angry. I was frustrated for you guys on Friday. You should have seen me at breakfast with my husband with the app open, the website tabs open, UK, America, Canada. I was looking everywhere. Div on a Budget says that scrunchie selling out had me shook. I was like, this is what I knew was real. Okay. I was like, girl, a scrunchie. When's the last time you've seen a woman wear a scrunchie? So, look, they messed up. They know they did too. This wasn't a trick or a stunt. What I want them to do for the next drop 2, in the lookbook, do not put any products that are not available for general purchase. If the bag is nomination only, okay, like the mink bung bag or the lozine, the multico lozine obviously was clearly nomination only for VIPs. If something is nomination only, why don't you make a lookbook only for VIPs? It's so unfair to get people's hopes up and get people excited and put them on this roller coaster of emotion and then have people's things canceled. Brianna says they probably made like 3 scrunchies. I don't remember the last time I've seen a woman wear a scrunchie. So I'm confused who is buying this stuff. Everyone else saying LOL because, so I'd love to know, like, what are your guys' conclusion on this Murakami launch? Like, are we mad at Louis Vuitton? Are we really angry at her? Or do we give her some grace for drop 2, which I don't think will be as subscribed? Because I just don't like the way those flowers look. She's right, though. No one's buying a scrunchie. Who's buying a scrunchie? Who? The notebook was finished. I tried to buy the notebook, didn't work. My husband tried to add the keepall to cart, couldn't add it. I might check out the cherry collection. I'm interested in the cherry collection for April, the dark cherries one. Yes, I'm interested in that. Julie says, I love LV, so not mad, but disappointed with them on the multico tissue paper. I was very disappointed. When I saw a normal unboxing from a customer, I've seen 3. None of them have the really pretty tissue paper and the stickers and stuff. There's like 1 or 2 stickers. And the online orders, it's like a panda sticker, ribbon on an orange box. They chuck it in a bag. There's your order. I think the people who shop in store are going to get better packaging. Julie, you have a CA, so I think your packaging will also be really nice. But I think if you went to the boutique physically, your packaging will look a little bit more presentable. Miss Steffa says no grace. Yeah. They need to be dragged. Ballet dancer says disappointed. Yeah. It's disappointing. People spend their hard-earned coins on this stuff. And it shouldn't be taken for granted that people spend hard-earned money. Ollie says, I will get the cherry passport cover one way or another, skull face. I love it. You're like, I'm going to get it. My C is from client services, so I'm not sure. Oh, really? Ballet dancer says, I don't know how they could have messed this launch up. The collection sold itself. This was literally, you could have given this project to 12-year-old children and they could have sold it better than Louis Vuitton. Guys, think of the 12-year-olds in your family. If you have a 12-year-old child or you have a 12-year-old relative, if you had told them, go and sell this collection, you are 12, they would have sold it and done a better job than actual people whose job it is to sell luxury goods. A 12, 13-year-old child could have sold this. Julie says, I only really buy from the boutique if I need it that day. Okay. Haha, my 11-year-old. Yeah, seriously. I mean it. You would have told a child, hello, Ollie's 11-year-old child, you beautiful child, go and sell this. Do you understand? Yes. Sold. But actual human being, grown adults in all of the Louis Vuittons around the world could not sell this collection correctly and make sure that people get packaging nicely and people feel welcomed. People are really angry at Louis Vuitton. I've seen a lot of videos. The girls are hop skipping mad right now. Yes. I'm not mad at Louis Vuitton because I feel sorry for them because this is like a big moment for them. So I feel bad for them. One of you made a point about the Kusama thing. Like, were they more conservative because the Kusama one didn't do as well? It's a hard one because the Kusama one launched during COVID as well. You know, it was also very expensive considering that, like, I don't know, I found it to be very expensive, me personally, I think, for what it was. And also it launched in an awkward time. I think that they just weren't organized this. As you all know, I love the Steven Sprouse collabs from the early 2000s. He has since passed on, but his family owned the rights to his name and his designs. So hopefully maybe one day Louis Vuitton can work with them because I love that collection so much. I think it's so special and it means a lot to me on a personal level. So if they ever re-release, I'll be very happy. Julie says that collection has crazy screaming faces. Yeah, it was not commercial. Julie says it wasn't for me. I did like the pumpkins. The pumpkins were cute, but there was a lot of that collection that was a mess. Asia Elizabeth. Hi, Asia. It was frustrating. My LV cart still shows I have 2 items in cart, but can't check out. But honestly, I also don't know that I'd wear the items often, so I quickly moved on. LOL. Okay, I think that's a healthy attitude to have. I think that this is just so stressful because the collection just means so much to so many people, and so many people remember like what they were doing in their life when the original collection came out 20 years ago. So it's like, Louis Vuitton, you had one job to do. Your only job was to sell a collection that sells itself and that doesn't need marketing and to allow people to check out, you know, and they couldn't do that. So, but yeah, I think it's good that you're like, okay, it didn't work out, let me move on. I'm still triggered. I'm just so triggered over like these nomination bags that are in the lookbook that no one can buy unless you spend 100K. Lisa says, only mildly annoyed as I'm not hugely invested in LV, but I really wanted the pochette accessoire in white and the passport holder in black. Those pieces that you mentioned are like the 2 hottest pieces from the collection. Such hot pieces. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's stressful. Julie says, I think the white multicoat collection is easy to wear. It's the black multicoat that I don't think I can wear them well. As you know, I do not like the black colorway. The only piece that I like from the black colorway is the Marilini in black. That's the only one. I also think it's hard to style. I know what you mean though about hard to style. Although I would say the white multi-coat pieces, I think will look really nice for spring. Don't you think? They go into the transitional period. I think that this was the right time to launch them because it's like winter now for those of you in the Western world. Then you're going to head into spring and then summer. They'll look very nice and crisp if one can keep them clean. Yeah, for spring, summer. So yeah, they can be worn like for the transitional period. Lisa says, I know I'm a dreamer, LOL. No. There'll be returns. They will do returns. I was just telling some of the Glamsons who were in the earlier portion of the chat, because I know you just entered now, that if you think about it, January is a month for transition, and it's also a month where people kind of sort out their finances for the year. There will be people in the middle of the month who are like, I overspent on the Louis Vuitton Murakami collection. I need to go get a refund. I'm going to return items. And Louis Vuitton have said they're accepting returns until the 31st of January. There will be returns for this collection. And I think in the middle of the month, so like the 14th, the 15th, and the 16th, that's where you'll start seeing some of these returns. People return the pochette accessoire, they'll return the nano. People are going to return some of the troll items, some of the wallets and things like that. Those will pop up again for purchase. So there might be a chance to get your pieces, but through returns, because they're not restocking the bags. And they're definitely not restocking like the really popular stuff. So like the nano, the Speedy 25, the pochette accessoire. Those are like the really hot pieces that people want. And like I said, some of you have already managed to scoop them up, which is exciting. So I can't wait to see, you know, and it's frustrating for me because it's like resellers are so frustrating. I'm actually really upset at the VIPs at Louis Vuitton. Like a lot of Louis Vuitton VIPs, I think, have taken the piss with this collection. And I think it's wrong for them to buy so many things knowing that they're going to sell them later. To me, it's morally wrong for something this special. I don't care what you do with your stuff. If you shop there normally, you can do whatever you want with your stuff, right? But I feel like for a limited edition collection, like you shouldn't buy a ton of stuff and then be like, I've changed my mind on the twist, or they were twists in this collection, or I've changed my mind on the pochette accessoire, I'm going to resell it. No, why did you buy it in the first place? Ballet Dancer says the Speedy and the Nano pochette bag charms will be, the Alma bag charm is going to be returned, yes. Yeah, there's just certain pieces that are going to be returned because people are going to compare them to the original pieces. So, for example, there was someone saying like the original collection had some issues with the canvas and how it would be discolored. So apparently with this collection, they have fixed it. So those of you who've ordered the white multi-co bags, you shouldn't see any discoloration issues whatsoever. The original vintage collection, all of those pieces have that like discoloration thing where it's like, there's like a patina on it and it's turning yellow. They shouldn't be it on this because it's a defect from the first collection that they have now corrected. So that is like another reason why people shouldn't just tell people go buy something resell. That there are certain issues from the first like collection, like defects basically, that they have now corrected. So hopefully it will look, to me, I think that the new multi-co pieces look fresh. They look very modern and the colors look so saturated if I compare them to the vintage ones. And I was fighting with some people on Instagram about this in comments, like, oh, the vintage stuff looks better. I'm like, no, it doesn't. You're just saying that to be annoying. Look at the colorways of the new bags and the new trolls and the new passport covers and all the new stuff that's coming out. It looks vibrant and saturated and beautiful. Even in black, it looks really, really nice and it really pops. And I think that's the whole point of this collection, is it's meant to pop. It's meant to be Y2K, you know, so I'm very curious to know what you guys think about that. Ballet Dancer NJ says, why do they put those items in the lookbook if they're not available? I don't know why they put it in the general lookbook. This is what they should have done. This is what I would have done if I had a job at Louis Vuitton. If you know the multicolored lozine, the mink bum bag, the petite valise, and other pieces are not going to be for general purchase, you should make a VIP only lookbook. And it should be clear, it's nomination only for the top spenders of the house. That actually to me seems more fair. That's actually a good way for them to track to see if VIPs are selling stuff. And then they can also get banned. And then those of us who maybe aren't VIPs yet, or you're not a VIP yet, or you're not a VIP today, you don't have your hopes up that you can buy the mink bum bag. Think of all the people who've been trying to buy that bag. There are many people who are desperate to buy the mink bum bag. I saw comments everywhere on social media. And it's VIP only, it's a nomination only bag. But you put it in the general lookbook, you give people hope that they can get it, you allow people to pre-order, and then people get crushed, get their feelings crushed. It's wrong. It's wrong for them to do that. And that is wrong. Say what you want about Big H, but Big H is clear. I need you to spend 20,000 buying other knickknacks, okay, before I can give you this. Louis Vuitton said, I'm going to make your heart explode with Y2K nostalgia. And you're going to be so excited. You're going to buy the Lozine. You're going to buy the Capucine here. You're going to buy this. You're going to buy this. And then it's nomination only because you haven't spent $100,000 in 2023 at Louis Vuitton. Tanya says, that's a very good point. Thank you. And the Tanya also says, just getting people's hopes up for no reason. Exactly. That's what I find so morally wrong about this. People's hopes were up. People had made pre-orders. People had allocated funds, and you have to pay for it. And then you just rip it away, and you just like put your hand down someone's throat and you rip the heart out. This collection meant a lot to a lot of people. There are a lot of people who, like, I was speaking to some glamazers who were saying, oh, when I was 18, I didn't have any money. Now I have money and now I can buy it. And it's like, okay, but you have to physically go to the store on opening day. And even if you go to the store, you know, again, say what you want about BH, but BH is clear. I need you to spend 20K buying other items first. BH is like, I'm going to need your money first. Then I'm going to give you something. Louis Vuitton was like, I'm going to take your money anyway and still not give it to you. How about that? Oh my gosh. So yeah, I think it was just a meltdown. Yeah, just a mess. They really messed this up. I don't think the Cherry Blossoms line is going to do as well, if you ask me. Just check. I don't think the Cherry Blossoms line is going to do as well. So it's like the only hope I think of getting pieces is like through returns. I'm very angry about the nomination situation. That's the only thing that really upset me. And I live really far away, and I was furious when I realized that those nomination only bags were put in the lookbook with a normal code. But then when you go on the website, you can't buy it because it's not uploaded. I think it's so sneaky to put those pieces in the lookbook, knowing that people have seen it, knowing people are desperate to buy them, and you don't even upload them on the website. Whether you like the pieces or not is neither here nor there. Don't you think that's really sneaky? I think that's so sneaky. I don't like that. That really annoyed me. I would prefer you to just make a lookbook for VIPs or nomination only bags for the double VIPs and VIPs of the house, and they can choose their things, and you have to spend 50K, 60K, whatever amount of money it is in order to qualify for these items. I actually think people would find that less offensive than the shenanigans that they pulled on Friday. It's just my opinion. Tell me what you think, but because like it just, yeah, no. And then influencers getting really nice pieces. Like they gave them like the white multi-coat. They didn't even give them like the super flat colorway, which I feel like is a harder sell, even though those pieces have sold out. I didn't think that the super flat ones would do as well. You know, the ones with his Murakami flowers, you know, the Murakami flower, that motif. I didn't think that one would do. I didn't think they would do well. And they did well. And they did well, and people bought them. So you let me know what you think about them. I think that this was a mess. And I know that Hermes is happy because they just had their price increase when the Murakami launch was about to happen. So everyone forgot about the big H price increase. But the big H price increase was not nice. If you like exotics, it was not nice. If you like blue boxes, it wasn't nice. I posted some on my Instagram. I filmed a video about it. It wasn't good. So Louis Vuitton like took a lot of heat for big H and stuff. Ballet Dancer NJ says, what do you think of the PVC trio toiletry set? It's 1,260. Is this from the Murakami collection or is this new? Is it new? I like the idea of the toiletry set in general. Let me tell you about some pieces at Louis Vuitton that I'm stalking right now. These are not Murakami pieces. They're pieces which I want to buy. I like the daily pouch. I like this toiletry set that you speak of. It's new. Okay. I have not seen a picture. I will look it up. Is it on the app? Because if it is, I'll go look it up now when I finish this live. I like the daily pouch. I like the toiletry set in monogram. I love the GM toiletry pouch. The Murakami one was so pretty. I think that the GM toiletry pouch in the white multi-co It's on the website. Okay, I'll have a look after the live. I think the one in the white multico, I think that one was nice enough that it could even pass as like, you know, it could even pass as like a clutch. Like you could hold it like this as like a clutch or whatever. So they have a lot of really nice things. And there are a lot of really nice new things. I'm just bewildered and confused as to the way they are selling their stuff right now. You know, so Louis Vuitton has taken a lot of heat the past 2 weeks. Everyone is dragging them. They deserve to be dragged. I know Big H is happy. I know Dior is happy. I know Chanel is happy. Chanel have a collection coming, I think, at the end of the month, 25p. I will have a video on that. So I should have that video at some point next week as well. They have a bunch of new stuff coming. Again, I just know that they're just so relieved it's not them being flamed. like let her be attacked, dragged and stuff, you know? But yeah, and in terms of like the Big H increase, those of you in America, apparently it's happening tomorrow. Ballet Dancer says, I heard the GM pouch was gone before the launch. It was beautiful. It looks like a clutch. It doesn't look like a toiletry pouch. A lot of the times with the toiletry pouch, it really looks like a toiletry pouch. So if you're like walking around outside with it, you can look like a crazy person. But the GM one in the white multico, it doesn't look like a toiletry pouch. It actually looks like a bag, you know? Like it looks like a handheld bag, and it looks really, really nice. So I'm not shocked that it's like sold well and sold out. Because I just think it looked really nice, very pretty. Another piece which I loved from the Murakami collection, which grew on me, the two pieces I think I've told you guys on Instagram, the Capucines super flat pink with the panda, I think that was so special, and the coussin. I love, that's the first coussin that I've liked, like really, really liked. I also think they priced it correctly. I don't know how much it was in dollars for those of you in America, but in Europe, it was 4,600 euros. I think it was priced perfectly in the white multico though, not black. Asia said, yes, I was in Big H yesterday. They're already showing the marked up prices. I was looking at jewelry and the SA said new prices will be effective Monday. Okay, great. Perfect. Okay, so the information I received was correct. Those prices in dollars will be bad because the euro prices were pretty bad. The prices, because in the email newsletter, I did say the new prices for a bunch of like jewelry baits and stuff, a mess in euros. The ear cuff, for God's sake. What on earth were they thinking? I cannot wait to see what that is in dollars, honey. I'm waiting for tomorrow. So I'm waiting patiently. Because in Europe, it was 6,100. And then now they're like, give me 7,300 for it. Oh, 7,200, I beg your pardon. Girl, bye. It's an ear cuff. So yeah, I think, you know, because, and it's fine, you know, for them to increase prices is fine. It's not a big deal. It's just interesting, like the way they allocate these increases is really interesting to me. If you look at if you pay attention, that there's certain things that they're like, okay, we're going to upcharge this a lot. And I've noticed if they upcharge the jewelry a lot, it's like they're signaling to us that they like want you to buy it. The ear cuff. Ooh, I forgot to mention another thing which is on my grail list, because you just said ear cuff with that emoji, is the Louis Vuitton Idyll Blossom star bracelet. Has anyone seen this? It's on the app. I'm pretty sure I haven't said it right. And it's like mother of pearl with a diamond. I also want that. I sent it to my husband. He was like, picture received. I was like, did you see these? Asia said the one piece I looked at went from 29,000 to 30,200. They're just loving this 30 mark right now. Did you see any of the Pave Collier de Chien bangles or the Pave diamond bracelets? Were there any diamond bracelets on display? I'm curious about the dollar prices for the diamond bracelets at BH. So like the Pave Collier de Chien bracelet, the one that's completely, the Pave Kelly bracelet completely. I'm just curious about those because I feel like they're very pricey, even in euros. So I can only imagine in dollars. And then you guys have your taxes. I remember once, like when I was young, I was with my mom. She was on a work trip, and I got like some shopping money to go to a shop, and something was like $10. I had $10, and then they were like, you have to pay sales taxes afterwards. I was so bewildered and confused. And then the man who owned the shop let me have it for free because he was like, oh, she's a guest in our country. She doesn't know about sales taxes. That was in New York. So you guys have those, you have those taxes. And they were like, he was like, do you know VAT? I was like, yeah, VAT is normally included in the price. He's like, in America, our VAT is sales tax and we put it after. I was like, what? Asia said, yes, yep, the one I was looking at was a finesse white gold bracelet, all diamonds. Ooh, very nice, very nice. Very nice. I just know it's going to be terrifyingly high. I just know it's going to be really high. Ballet dancers laughing. What a sweet old man. I was just like, 16. I'm in New York. My mom's on a work trip. I got some spending money, went to a shop. It said $10. And I remember it. It was like the $ 10. I give it to him. And then it's like the sales taxes are coming up. I'm like, what is this? And the man was like, in America, the taxes are afterwards. I was like, what? And then the sweet little man was like, just take it, just have it, it's fine. And then I saw him like log it in that he was paying for it. And I remember going to see my mom afterwards at the flat we were staying at. I was like, Mom, they add taxes afterwards here. Don't worry, I've since learned my lesson on all my other American trips. Like when we went to Miami for our honeymoon. I don't know how the girls live in Miami and New York, because I would have spent all of my money. So you guys are good at handling your money, because if I lived in Miami, New York, London, I would have spent all of my cash. That was kind of him. Yeah, super, super kind. And it's the kind of stuff like that that leaves an impression on you, particularly for me as a foreigner. Imagine I'm just like a foreigner, I'm a tourist, I'm here with my mom, and this really sweet American gentleman just said, you can have it, it's fine. Imagine the impact that left on me. That made me feel like I was welcome in the city and I was welcomed. It was really nice. So stuff like that matters. When people show like humanity like that, it's not that I didn't have the money. I just was completely, I didn't understand why are the taxes being added afterwards? Because in the UK, the tax is included in the price. So I was just like, what? When we went for our honeymoon, we both were like, we would blow all of our money here. It was just like, we would blow all of our cash here. I love to shop. I love to buy things. So, and yeah, by the way, those of you who are still in the chat, like, I'd love to know what you guys are shopping and buying and getting up to and stuff. But I just love to shop and love to buy things. So living in a country with so much choice, like the US or the UK, I think it would be hard for me. I think it's good I'm here, because I would want to shop all the time. For sure. I love to shop. And I don't know about you guys, but I've always been like that person who loves department stores. I don't know if you're a department store person, but I've always been that person who loves going to a department store. There's just there's something I know it sounds so corny, but there's something so magical about, like, when I think of like New York, for example, you think of like Macy's, you think of Bloomingdale's and, Bergdorf Goodman. You know what I mean? And then when you go to London, you think of Harrods and Selfridges, or Paris, Galeries Lafayette. Ballet Dance says, I like department stores too. Yeah, I really like department stores. I like standalone stores too, but there's something really magical about going to department stores. There's just something fun about it. Saks, yes, of course. How could I forget Saks Fifth Avenue? You know what I mean? Even Fifth Avenue, like these great shopping streets of the world, like Fifth Avenue, Sloane Street, Bond Street, Avenue Montaigne, and these great big shopping streets, they just make shopping special. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Of course, they're taking all of our money. Neiman Marcus, yeah. Oh, New Marcus too. Julie says, I love Bloomingdale's. Yeah, I mean, again, it just, there's like a nostalgia as well, When you think of these great department stores, I think are really important, because I think it can help you discover brands as well. Like, people, you guys are busy. Everyone has 5,000 jobs. Like, people don't have time to like sit and go through brands online all day. I like the idea of going to a department store and just seeing something catch your eye. I think that's actually how I got into Alaia. I remember just like going into Galeries Lafayette. On this trip, I really got into Alaia after seeing their stand at Galeries Lafayette. The way they have merchandised their little nook there is very good. Because they have that sausage bag, you know, the teckle that influencers seem to love. They have that. I think Alaia is underpriced, and I think Alaia is going to be the next big super brand, super luxury brand. I think it's going to be the next Bottega, and I think it's going to be priced like Bottega very soon. So I think this is the year to like start shopping there if you haven't already, because I think it is definitely underpriced. I would love to go to the Alaia Cafe. Ooh, where's that? Is that in Paris? Where's that? Sounds great. I you know, I need to go to the Louis Vuitton Cafe in New York. Okay, my birthday is in April. I have been sending this man pictures. I've been sending this man. I'm like, where are you taking me? Because I want to eat there. Miss Stepha said, Tanya says, love to go to the Alaia Cafe. Okay, I've answered that. Miss Stepha says, it's hard not to spend in New York. Everything's so accessible here. I have to just stay home to control myself. Even if I schedule a pickup, I always end up shopping more. It's definitely the experience. That's what I'm telling you. Now imagine I was 16. I had $10. My mom was like, you have some pocket money. I had $10. Now I have more money. Yes, it's in Paris. Wow, I've never seen it before. Okay, on my next trip, I'll pass by and check it out. So to Miss Stepha's point, now you have more money. I have much more money than $10 now. If I lived in New York, in Miami, in London, in Paris, I would be outside with my baby, selling roses, but not being able to turn people into like lampshades and candles. Okay? I would be outside with no money. Because these are like the incredible capital cities of the world, baby. I'd be like, would you like this rose? Bibbity bobbity boo. Oh wait, I'm a Christian, so I can't turn you into a lampshade. Okay. I have no money left. Tanya says, please blog it for us. Yes, absolutely. I had no idea. In fact, you told me that I have my notebook here because I'm organized. So I'm gonna write it down so I don't forget to go Google this because I had no idea. I'm definite, guys, I think Alaia is underpriced, as I said. I think she's next. I think Alaia is the next Bottega. You said Alaia Cafe. Cool. I will definitely go check it out. The flagship store is near the Avenue Montaigne, but they have a new one they're building at Faubourg, and then they have that concession. There were a lot of people at the Galeries Lafayette one buying the Teckle sausage thing, that little sausage bag. What do you guys think of that sausage trend? We've talked about this. Hermes have their sausage bag, the Faubourg Express. Did you like that one? The Teckle. Kate have one called the Simona. It's cute. Thoughts? It's like the elongated east-west. It's like even worse than east-west. It just looks like a sausage or a baguette. Do you guys like that? Would you buy one of those bags? I wonder how much Hermes will price theirs at, but the Teckle is like $2,000 at Alaia, and the one from Kate, the Simona, I think is like 3,000 USD. I think it's like 2,500 euros. Something like that. I was like, these bags are very cute. I actually think they're quite helpful because it's like an elongated shape. I have to see it. Yeah, I think you have to see it in person, and that's my view on Alaia, right? Because I feel like their Instagram, to me, doesn't show the products as nicely as they look in real life. Alaia's stuff looks amazing in real life, but the Instagram is very stylized. It's like that was the whole point of his style. It was like minimal, right? But I think that they're worth seeing in person because I liked the Teckle when I saw it in person at Galeries Lafayette. Tanya says the sausage bag isn't my style, but I think the one at Alaia is nice and suede. Oh, don't talk to me about the suede one. It is beautiful. Really, really, really nice. I think that those are just a little bit more original. And again, you just walk in and buy it. Like the one at Big H, the Faubourg Express, is very nice. And it comes in evergreen leather, but you have to play the game for it. That is not a walk-in bag. None of their quota bags are walk-ins anymore. You can't just walk in and buy it anymore. And definitely not that one because it's new. So they're gonna want to see some. They're gonna want to see you buy something else. You know what I saw people wearing in Paris in October that I didn't mention to you guys? A lot of Parisian women are wearing that YSL bag. I think it's called the 5 à 7 bag, the 5 to 7 bag. You know, the handheld one and the crossbody. Miss Stepha says, I love the sausage bag. I feel like I might get tired of it in 2 years. Yeah, It is trendy, but it's very cute and chic. It feels chic. But a lot of people in Paris have that YSL 5 to 7 bag. Tanya says, just got to work now. Have a good night, guys. Oh, have a good night. Oh, you're working on Sunday. Okay. Have a good day at work. Thanks for joining. I just think, I feel like that YSL bag is so cute. But I'm wondering about the price about that bag, because they're like two prices. There's like the mini one that you can't crossbody. It's like handheld. And then there's like a longer one. I think one with a strap. It's cute though. One of you was saying something to me that I found really interesting. One of the Glamazons was saying that she doesn't like bags that are made hot by influencers. She's like, because we were talking about that bag, and she was like, it's an influencer bag. Do you guys think it's an influencer bag? Do you agree? I see what she's saying about it being an influencer bag. Like there's certain bags that are like influencer bags. Like that bag, the Andiamo clutch, the Andiamo East West from Bottega Veneta is an influencer bag. Watch if you couldn't swing a luxury haul in 2024 and not see that bag. Julie says, yeah. Okay, you agree with her that if it's like an influencer bag, you're not as interested? Ballet Dancer says the YSL bag is nice, but it's not my style. Okay. Okay, I like that. I respect it. You guys told me that you thought the YSL eye care was dated and I shouldn't buy it. Remember? You guys said that. Remember on the previous live, we talked about the YSL eye care. I asked you guys, is it dated? And you guys said it's dated. Because I was like, should I buy it as like an airport bag? Julie says, definitely for that Bottega Veneta. Me as well. Did you buy it? No, I didn't buy it. I was considering buying it. And you guys all said it was dated. Remember, I asked you guys, because I was saying, I'm considering buying a bag and having it shipped here. And you guys all said it was dated. You guys were like, don't buy it. Julie's like, yep, dated. See, you guys. Greg Portman. Hello, Greg. What's going on with LV times TM? Is it really sold out? It's Greg, it's finished. Are you in North America? Yes or no? If you're in North America, it's gone. Bibbity Bobbity Boo's gone. Poof, gone. Cinderella without any slippers. That is what this collection is. It is Cinderella with no slippers, no dress, no pumpkin carriage. It's gone. It's finished. Your best hope now is to wait for returns in the middle of the month. There'll be some returns. And then the end of the month, there are going to be people like, I overspent at Christmas. I need some cash. I'm going to return some more things. So I would wait until maybe the middle of the month. Check with your CA if there are any returns. And then at the end of the month, there should be some more returns. I think at the end of the month, people will be returning the nanos. I think a lot of people love the idea of the nano, but I think it'll be returned as well. But right now, like, can you order something today? No. If you're in America, Canada, Europe, no. Julie says, I think call client services to see they can track fund for you at the boutique. Yeah. But I think it's gonna be hard. You'll then get a pay link. Habari, bado unafanya? Nenda kulala. Okay. I feel like client services won't help now just because there's no stock. I think it's gonna be a situation where the people are gonna have to wait for returns, which is very unfortunate to wait for someone to return something. But I think that's the only hope at this point. I would put my hope into waiting for the middle of the month, like I said before, the 15th or the 16th of the month, and then seeing if there's some returns. Because I think what will happen is in the middle of the month, people will return small troll pieces and the troll items. And then I think at the end of the month, the larger pieces will be returned, like the Speedy, the Nano. Greg says, I'm in Switzerland. I'm thinking maybe personal shoppers in Asia or Latin America. If you're in Switzerland, can you go to the store tomorrow? If you're in Geneva or Zurich, I think you should go to the store. I would physically go to the store if you're in Switzerland, because I feel like some of the European stores, I think will have some inventory of certain pieces. But if you're in Switzerland, I think you have a better chance than people in America or Canada. Yes, for sure. Are you in Zurich, Lugano, Geneva. My husband is saying hello. If you're in Zurich, Lugano, Geneva, Gstaad, I think you have a better chance if you physically go. And I was saying this earlier on in the live. I think the people who physically go to the store have a better chance of getting things. Because I feel like online shoppers, they're like, okay, that's cool, whatever. You're like ordering online, but like whatever. I think that's how Louis Vuitton sees it. Whereas I feel like if they see someone in the store, they're like, oh my God, there's somebody, there's someone here. Baladon says, I hope you get something, Greg. Okay, well, I feel better about his chances now. Now he said he's in Switzerland, particularly if you're in Geneva or Zurich. There's a boutique in Lugano as well. And I'm pretty sure there's a store in Basel. They have a ton of stores in Switzerland. Switzerland's a hot market for this brand and for Big H as well. But in terms of like the super hot pieces, I don't think that they're going to be nanos available, or like the Speedy 25. But there might be some other pieces. So it's definitely what I personally would go to the store. I wouldn't risk trying to buy it online. I would go to the store. I don't know what you guys think. I wanted to ask you guys, like, is anyone buying any jewelry this year? And what jewelry are you buying, if so? Greg says, I'm in Zurich, but I was told it's all sold out. I want the small trunk with the panda. That is if you're talking about the trunk with the super flat panda, I heard that was a nomination only piece and it was not available if you're not a VIP at the house, because that thing was not uploaded onto some of the European sites. However, I would still go to the store. Me personally, if I was you, I would go to the boutique tomorrow in Zurich, the flagship store, and ask. Because it's a hard-sided piece, the SA is going to get a commission. So I feel like they would be more inclined to try and make you happy because it's a hard-sided trunk. Julie says, why is it so bad for North America clients compared to other countries? I think that they are testing some strategies for clientele in North America, specifically in the US and Canada. I think that they're doing some marketing strategies that they're testing. They want to figure out who are their top spenders, who are their top clients, who are people that they can make into VIPs, and who are people who maybe are not VIP potential or not top tier potential that they don't want to spend any efforts on. And I think that they use these limited edition collections to learn more about their clientele. And because the US is a huge country, there are 350 million of you guys in the US. Canada is also a huge country. I think that they want to do more experimentation, whereas Switzerland is a small country, the UK is a small country, and they are a little bit more ingrained over there, if that makes sense. I think that they want to learn more about the North American clientele. They want to know who's a VIP, who has VIP potential, who can be forced to spend more money. Because it seems for this collection, if you didn't spend $25,000 in 2024, your pre-order was canceled in America specifically. Now, people in Europe were not put under that much pressure. If someone spent 5,000 euros in the EU zone or 5,000 Swiss francs, it didn't mean that they couldn't get something. You know what I mean? Whereas I feel like in America, the bar is much higher because they really want US clients and Canadian clients to spend more. That's how I read it. That's the way I read it, because they make a lot of money from the US and from Canada. So North America specifically, if we put both countries together, I think that's what's going on. Because if you didn't spend $25,000 last year, you couldn't pre-order. Or if you're spending in 2023 wasn't up to 25,000 USD, you couldn't pre-order. That's why people's pre-orders were getting canceled. And people were like, why are my pre-orders getting canceled? They're getting canceled because someone's pre-ordering it, but they're not spending as much. But that's just the US and Canada. Whereas in Europe, they didn't have those like onerous financial tiers. And in Japan, in his home country, thank God, it was orderly and done with some respect. I saw a Chinese vlogger as well explaining that in mainland China, it went well and it was done respectfully with some honor and some integrity, and things were done well. So I just don't understand why in his home country, in Japan, they could get it together, and they got it together. Okay? But in other places, they couldn't. So strange. And also, at the end of the day, they know people are going to buy. What are you going to do? You know? Only Louis Vuitton makes this collection. What are you going to do? You're going to not buy it? Particularly if you want it. You know, you're going to buy it. What are you going to do? You have no choice but to go and buy it and to thug it out in the queue. Ballet Dancers NJ says that's true. They wanted to make sure that US customers, they want to see how much US customers can spend, and they want to like squeeze as much cash out of American and Canadian customers. The European stores always do the worst in all of their annual reports. So they don't need to like ask European customers. And this isn't shade to my EU babes. This is a fact. At Louis Vuitton, at Chanel, at Big H. Big H have said their European stores are their worst performing stores. So it's like, well, our EU customers, they'll have like top tier spenders in each store, but they're not really going to push people too hard. Whereas in countries where they can make a lot of money, like the US, like Canada, like China, like Japan, they're going to have those like high spending tiers. So I hope anyone from Europe, please don't be offended. I'm just saying it's in the annual report. It's not me making it up. It's literally in the annual report. So I think that is also like, you know, playing a role. So I think that this was just a mess. I don't know what you guys thought, but for me, I know that if I was in Europe or in America, I'd be very stressed. I'm pregnant. I would not be able to queue for an hour. Julie says they should have allocated more stock for North America. I agree. They should have. Yeah, I agree with you. I actually think that they were wrong for the way that this was handled. In my opinion, I don't know what you guys think, but the way this was handled was wrong. Just want to put something. Yeah. Julie says it was a hot mess for the US. Yeah, it was a mess. They didn't like. I just feel like there's not a lot of respect. Again, I know I've said it before. I know I keep repeating myself. I'm so upset about these nomination only bags. It's really upset me. Like, I find it upsetting. I am fine with VIPs getting more. Guys, if I spend 100K at Louis Vuitton, I need to be ahead of people, yes. You know, like, if you spend that money, you have to be ahead of people. But I don't understand the point of putting those nomination only bags in the lookbook. I just, people were so excited. I saw this one TikToker talking about the mink bum bag. She was so excited, and she was, you know, she didn't get it. She was devastated. Ballet Dancer says, I'd like to be a butterfly on the wall for that meeting. Listen, people getting fired tomorrow. People losing their jobs tomorrow. Now, obviously, I'm kidding. No one's getting fired, but I'm just trying to make light of the situation. But no. Are you guys buying any jewelry this year? Is anyone buying any jewelry? Any jewelry I should know about? Do I need like, tell me if you're going to buy any jewelry. Natural jewelry, not lab stones, guys. But again, don't get me canceled from the internet. But is anyone buying any jewelry this year? Is anything I should know about? Is anything I'm missing at jewelry brands? Because I'm wondering if I'm missing anything. So I was thinking, because I told you guys just now there was a bracelet at Louis Vuitton. I've already sent it to my husband. I've already sent it to him. So he's seen it. He was like, I've seen your bracelets. I sent him two. I've sent him a Louis Vuitton fine jewelry, Chanel fine jewelry. Yes, fine jewelry. Ooh, yes, Chanel fine jewelry. I do like that. Ooh, let me write that down before I forget. I can go look up some now, and I can send them to him. Oh, I like that. Chanel fine jewelry. That is a good one. I'm curious to know if you guys are buying jewelry this year, or are you not jewelry people? What other things are you spending your money on? Are you going to be going traveling? Any big trips I should know about? Are you guys travel people? Do you like travel first class? We talked about this before, I think, in the other live about flying economy. Oh God, guys, I need to be comfortable. I need to be comfortable, guys. I don't know. I've seen a lot of people fly economy, long hour flights. I need to be comfortable, you guys. I don't know what you guys think. Guys, another thing is like, I got told off on a TikTok page. Someone was like, I don't want to sit in business and then see like a woman with like an infant. I responded to her saying, I'm about to have a baby and then I'm going to Paris with my infant. She was like, I don't want to sit next to you. I said, girl, please. If I've paid for my ticket, boo-boo, you're going to sit next to me. Abigail says, ballet dancer says, you're wearing that ring. I love it. Oh, great. Yeah, I love it too. My husband thinks it's a bit too obnoxious, but I'm obsessed with it. Ollie says, Chanel fine jewelry a price increase. Oh, really? Julie says, I sleep easily on a flight, so business and first would be a waste of money for me. You sleep easy on flights? Oh my God. I want to be you. I can't. I need to lie flat. Balladon said, how dare she? I said, girl, please. If I paid for my ticket, you are going to sit your butt down. Also, I feel like in those situations, like the person's paid for their ticket. It's an infant. A 7-week-old baby is not paying for their seat. So if I paid for my ticket and my husband's paid for his ticket, I'm going to sit there and you're going to have to deal with it. I have been fine with people's kids. It's never bothered me. You just put your headphones in. You will not hear the child crying. If you want to hear the child crying, you're going to sit there and be like this, moaning about it and having a moan. You know? Julie says, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you can sleep easy. Lisa says, same. I'll happily not buy other luxury items for flying business / first I had to. I cannot do economy, especially not with flying with the kids. I need comfort. High five. I can't do it. Julie says, I always get a window seat. To Lisa's point, I always said once I had children, I'm not flying economy. I'm not doing it. My husband and I, we have agreed, like, we're not doing it. Like, economy with a child, no. Any child of any age, it's a no for me. But even before, we were still flying business because I need to be comfortable. Julie says, I get up when I'm told there's food. Julie, I cannot do that. I need to be comfortable. I need a lie flat bed, like Qatar. Air France's lie flat is also pretty good because we have that Air France flight from Dar to Paris. In business, it's a world apart from flying even in premium economy. I need to sleep. I need to lie down. And I need to be comfortable. You guys, on this trip that when I went to Paris in October, if you saw those Paris diary videos, you'll notice that I had arrived, but I couldn't check into the hotel for 8 hours. So I went to sleep at a hotel airport. I slept like a baby in those hotel airports. That was such a good idea. My husband's like, you're wasting money. I was like, I don't give a toss. Comfort and being comfortable, to me, I think is worth the money. I know that a lot of people think it's like a waste. You know, like the TikToks about people with Birkins but who fly economy. I saw a TikToker like post like, the TikToker was saying, how can you have a Birkin and fly economy? I don't judge anyone who has like a really nice handbag in economy because you don't know why the person's flying there. They might not care. It might be points. I don't judge people, but I think there are a lot of people who judge people who have like a Birkin or a Neverfull or a Louis Vuitton bag or a Gucci bag and they're in economy. I don't, but I know that there are people who do. For me, it's a personal thing and I just have to be comfortable. Particularly a long haul flight. Like if we come to America, perhaps this year, it's a 25-hour flight. It's a 25-hour flight through Qatar. So like Dar es Salaam, Doha, JFK. To fly that in economy, no. Without a baby, it's a no. With a baby, absolutely not. Never. No. So salute to Julie. I would not be able to do it. I need to be comfortable. Even the flight to South Africa, we go business. And it's just 3 hours. The flight to South Africa from Dar es Salaam to Johannesburg is a 3 hours and 45 minutes. And we go business. because it's very uncomfortable. Economy on that plane. Lisa says, I've learned the things that I'm happy to go on a budget with, and travel is not one of them. I need comfortable flights. I'm with you, girl. I'm with you. You just saying the word comfort right now. I'm thinking lie flat. I'm thinking, just feeling comfortable, feeling relaxed, feeling groomed on the plane. Brianna's laughing. Yeah, 90% of the time I'm first class. I don't really care or pay attention to what others are doing though. People on TikTok, boo-boo, pay attention, because I've seen some of those TikToks. I think that they're overkill, because I don't think it matters. I think if someone has a Birkin in economy, I don't care. But many people seem to care about this and get very angry about it. That reminds me. Let's talk about the Walmart Birkin. Let's talk about this. I want every single person in the chat right now, before I tell you what I think of the Walmart Birkin, what do you think of the Walmart Birkin? Because I'm not filming a video about this. I just don't care. Tell me what you guys think of the Walmart Birkin. Drop your comments. Brianna says it doesn't matter. I live in Cali. Flights can be really expensive. Ballet Dancer says the Wirkin. Yeah, the Wirkin. Yeah, the Wirkin. Brianna says it's fugly and embarrassing. I know. It's giving, are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing. I agree. It is very embarrassing. Asia says, oh no, not the Wirkin. Yeah. I responded in a comment on the Hermes price video, and I said the Wirkin is not working. Brianna's laughing. Woo, the ghetto. It's just, and what I find really painful is, like, if you try and just say that it's wrong, people say you're an elitist. Ballet Dancer says they're selling like hotcakes. Yeah, they are, but the Wirkin, I don't know. Okay, well, here's what I think. I think people should. Brianna, yes, that was my comment, took me out. Yeah, the Wirkin is not working. It's not working, boo-boo. It's not. Julie says, why is it such a big deal? It's a dupe, and those that own a real one or know of them know it's a fake. I think that people think that they're getting back at the man. There seems to be this backlash against luxury, which I think is kind of overkill. And I think it's kind of manifesting now into a hatred for luxury goods. Not just a backlash against luxury price increases, but a backlash against the concept of a luxury house. Brianna says they look so bad, definitely don't look real, so I don't care. It does bother me when people buy fakes though. Ollie says I don't care. Okay, cool. I don't care either. I don't care. I don't even care enough to make a video. That's how you know I don't care about it. I disconnected for a second there. I'm sorry. Let me know if you still hear me. Ballet Dancer says, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Julie says, but then there are always dupes of Birkins. Julie says, I don't get the hype. Miss Steffa says, Hermes should definitely sue. Ballet Dancer says, I hear you. Okay, great. It just disconnected for a second. Yeah, Big H should sue. Big H should sue. Yes, they should. And I'm sure that the Wirkin listing will be down in a few weeks because it's a third-party seller. There's a rumor of a lawsuit. Ballet Dancer says. Asia says, that entire hype around that bag is ridiculous. It's such a double standard. They want to eat the rich, but turn around and want to look like the rich, make it make sense. Thank you. I'm glad someone finally said it. It's hypocritical and it's a massive double standard. And people need to decide, what side are you on? If you're against luxury, why do you want things that look like luxury items? And then it's like the same people talking about Coach. I like Coach, by the way. I have the tabby and I like it. But it's like, oh, my Coach bag is nicer. If your Coach bag is nicer, where's your dupe of your Coach bag? Monarch says the Wirkin is not working. Exactly. I don't care. I agree. Big Hermes should sue. Asia says absolutely should sue. I agree. Brianna says so many pretend to hate status symbols and people with money, but then go out of their way to buy fakes and flex on the internet. Okay, that's what I want to talk about. If it's so bad, why are you buying it? Why are you not buying the Coach bag? Why are you not buying the Tory Burch bag? Why are you not buying the Michael Kors bag? Why? All I said about the Wirkin was on this one TikTok. I was just like, I don't understand why we are having this discussion because you are still stealing someone's ideas. Like I said in my video, where did I say this? I didn't say this in a video. I said this in a live. That you're stealing someone's IP. I understand Big H is $1 billion brand. No one feels sorry for them. I don't feel sorry for them, that's for sure. But it's still an original idea that someone made in 1984. Why are we okay with people stealing people's ideas? But if it's a young fashion designer and Fashion Nova steals their idea, everyone's like, Fashion Nova should be sued. What's the difference? You're stealing someone's idea. Creating an original idea is not as easy as it seems. Like creating a Birkin, a Kelly, the Gucci Horsebit, the Dionysus by Gucci, for God's sake. Creating these like iconic shapes, it's not as easy as it looks. It isn't. Creating the Justin Clou or even the love bracelet, it isn't as easy as it looks. It's much easier to just go and copy something. For me, I really dislike, I said it on Instagram stories. That's why I said it. I was trying to think where I said this stuff. Bethany Frankel, former ex-Real Housewife, she really irritated me with her take on this, the Wirkin stuff. Ballet Dancer says that I like Coach a lot. Yeah, Coach has its place. Coach is part of the ecosystem. What I don't understand is when people are like, well, Coach is really great. Coach is really this. Okay, but go and Coach videos then and say that. Why are you saying that on Big H videos or Hermes videos? And if you love Coach so much, why are you not unboxing it right now? Why are you unboxing the Wirkin? And there's no way anyone would mistake that for an authentic Big H bag. And this explains why Big H is doing a lot of these blue boxes now. These blue box offers and these like more unique designs, they definitely help to differentiate the brand from like, these other pieces and stuff. I was very curious to know what you guys thought about it. I don't know. I just don't care enough about it. I was just like, the Wirkin. Lisa says, missed the start of this topic, but Hermes should 100% sue. I'm infuriated with the Wirkin. It has nothing to do with me not wanting fake Birkins walking the streets next to my Birkin. It's theft. It's absolutely intellectual property theft because you're stealing someone's original work. And I think that we should all kind of be like, hey, that's wrong to steal someone's idea. If one of you creates a really beautiful fashion product and Louis Vuitton steals it, I would be outraged. So why is it okay to steal their ideas? I don't get it. Brianna says, always laugh when people say Birkins look like grandma bags. Yeah, okay, if it makes you feel better. I think people need to just understand that not everything is for you. And just because you don't like something, it doesn't mean it doesn't have value. So it's like the people who say like, yeah, Hermes bags look old. They make you look like a grandma. They make you look like really mature, whatever. Okay, fine. But like, no one asks what you think. Just let people who like Hermes buy Hermes. Let people who like Chanel buy Chanel. I feel the same about the Chanel stuff because I think there's a huge double standard with Chanel as well. Like Chanel has really beautiful feminine designs with a lot of stuff. So the girls who like Chanel, let them enjoy Chanel without shitting and crapping all over Chanel as well. And same thing with Dior. There's something out there for everyone. And it's great to have that like diversity. So we have a lot of choice. I think we should be in a position as consumers where we can choose a lot and we have a lot of choice. Same thing with Louis Vuitton as well. Ballet Dancer says, just like LV, people keep saying LV dupes are better quality than the real thing. No, they're not. I mean, again, why do people say these things? It's like, why? Why are you lying? Why are you making things up? They're not. And then also it's like Louis Vuitton's like hard-sided pieces and even their canvas pieces, they're really, really nice. I mean, I was really impressed with the shearling pieces. They're so well made. The ones I saw in autumn winter. I was like, oh my God, they're beautiful in real life. No, you're not going to get away with saying a dupe of that looks from the gate looks nicer, Brianna says delusion. Lisa says someone opened a practice close to mine and named it something that sounds a lot like my practice and picked the same colors. It's trying to pass off being the same company as mine and it's wrong. That is very stressful. I've been in a situation like that. It's really stressful because that's your work. That's your idea. That's your blood, sweat, and tears. And someone just comes and literally steals it. And it's really hard to hold those people accountable because, lawyers' fees can be very high. Definitely feel for you on that. Ballet Dancer says the classic flap is an old lady bag. It's very silly. The classic flap is called the classic flap for a reason. I like Chanel's seasonal pieces more and Chanel's other bags more. But even for me, if there was the right shade of pink, I would definitely be interested. And again, it doesn't have to be for you. You don't have to shit on other brands just because you don't like something. Because I feel like right now, there is this divide between consumers who like really high-end luxury goods and consumers who like contemporary houses. I think even though Coach is old, Coach prices itself like a contemporary brand. So I'll put Coach in the contemporary brand, even though Coach is older than a lot of other brands technically. But I like Coach too, and I think Coach has her place. I think she has her place, but it's not like a super high-end brand. So like Coach, Tory Burch, Kate Spade, Michael Kors. Those are more like contemporary brands. You know what I mean? I would put Capucines and Jacobs there as well. And I think the contemporary girls want to feel superior to the people who like high-end brands. So they'll be like, my Coach stuff is better than any of my stuff from Louis Vuitton or YSL. It's like, well, when's the last time you were shopping at Louis Vuitton or YSL? You know? Julie says, haha, I do think the classic flap's an old lady bag, but I like my classic flaps. I think the classic flap is always going to be here to stay. I cannot wait to see what Matthew Blasey does with it next year. I'm very excited. And I really loved the Chanel video I have coming for you guys at the end of the month, the 25p, the spring pre-collection. It's beautiful. There are a lot of really pretty bags in the collection. Julie says, when I was in my teens, classic flaps and Birkin and Kelly weren't my style. Right. And as you grow, different things become interesting to you and different things become interesting. But I just feel like a lot of people who like contemporary houses, 25p. Yeah, 25p. Yeah, I have lots of pictures. So I have that video coming this month. A lot of people who like contemporary houses want to feel superior to those of us who like high-end brands. And like I've told you, I like Coach too, but Coach is not a high-end brand. I have a Tabby and I love it. And I got so many compliments when I wear it, but it's not a high-end brand. And then you'll have people who'll be like, well, it's luxury to me. Well, no, we need to have there need to be some like agreements on what the definition of luxury is. Because then luxury then won't ever really exist. And everyone will say, it is luxury for me to have a remote. It's luxury for me to have an AC remote for that, so I don't melt in 35 degrees Celsius weather. Then everything's luxury. And my cat is sitting over there. Okay, he's on the sofa as my bodyguard. It is luxury for me then to have a troll cat. I mean, come on. There have to be some things that we agree on of what's like luxury, what's premium, what's like contemporary. I'm not saying I am the one who decides. Remember, I told you, I don't like these hierarchies. I prefer luxury as an ecosystem. I've told you guys my theory on this. I prefer looking at it as an ecosystem, meaning for every big H, big C, Louis Vuitton, Dior, Alaia, Bottega Veneta, for all of those brands, you do need Coach there. You do need a Jacquemus there. But I think we should also keep it real and say, Coach is not a luxury brand. And it's okay to like Coach, but to be aware of that. And I have a Tabby, and I'll be the first person to say that it's not a luxury brand. Is it a contemporary brand? That's wonderful. Yes. But is it a luxury brand? No. I think that and if we're talking about American luxury fashion, there are a lot of brands that can live in that space. Ralph Lauren, Oscar de la Renta, Tom Brown, Carolina Herrera, and so on and so forth. Ballet Dancer says, I finally picked up a Chanel clutch last summer. I've been wanting one for years. Ollie says, it's luxury to me, skull face. Yeah, I mean, again, guess what? Lovelace is my cat. He's sitting over there. Lovelace, baby, you are luxury to me. My TV is luxury to me. My remote is luxury to me. Like, we'll be here all day. We'll be here all day. We need to have some parameters that we can all agree on. We don't need to be picky and say ultra luxury, but for God's sake, we have to agree on some stuff. Brianna says, love Ralph Lauren. Yeah, Ralph Lauren is Ralph, honey. He's definitely that guy. Ballet Dancer says, meow. You heard that? Greg says, only fly business, not first. I don't really see the value on huge extra different list. First offers a semi-private room, like Singapore Airlines. If it's, for me, first class is like a long haul flight. Yes, I'm going to need to be in first class. And if the money's there, if I have the funds, I will go first. Yes, if the cabin is there, because obviously it's not like every route will have first class, but those long haul flights, yeah. Ollie says cats are expensive. They are. They're very expensive. It is luxury to me. I mean, if I hear someone say it's luxury to me one more time, it is luxury to me. Like, we'll be here all day and then everything will be luxury to everyone. There's nothing wrong with liking contemporary things. I like a lot of premium stuff that's not like super high end. But you can't say Coach is a luxury brand. Michael Kors is not a luxury brand. The line that he shows at New York Fashion Week, that is a luxury brand. Yes. His pret-a-porter that is shown at New York Fashion Week, that is luxury. But Michael Kors is Michael Kors, the handbag stuff isn't. And again, it's not shade. It's like the Marc Jacobs thing. I said this once on TikTok in a comment and I got absolutely dragged. I was fighting for my life. All I said was Marc Jacobs's self-titled line is not luxury. It isn't. It isn't. Sorry. It's not. Brianna says, right, let's not change definitions. Let's not. Ballet dancer NJ says the tote bag, yeah. Cami says, in your opinion, what makes Coach not a luxury brand? I think a few things make Coach not a luxury brand. Like I said, I love Coach the same way I like ASOS. I'm wearing ASOS joggers now. But I think with Coach, it's like pricing has to play a role in whether something is luxury, and positioning in the market has to play a role. Even like brands are very sensitive about where their stores are positioned on streets. When Coach entered South Africa, allegedly there were rumors flying around that Louis Vuitton and Cartier didn't want Coach to be near them. If you've been to the South African Diamond Walk, Louis Vuitton, Cartier, Gucci, Bulgari, and Ferragamo are kind of clustered together, and Coach is like a few stores down. Positioning, I think, matters, branding matters, and price matters. I think we have to agree that price matters. And I just don't think that Coach is there yet. But I like them. I have the tabby. I got so many compliments when I wore it in Paris. I just don't think it's a luxury brand for me. And it's not shade or anything like that. It's just my opinion. Lee says, I like MZ Wallace's old nylon bags. They're my go-to Costco run bags. I need to see this Costco shop. When I go to America, I'm like really excited to see shops that are not luxury stores. Like I want to go to the Target shop that I see people posting. I want to see this Costco shop and just see it. So to your point, Cami, about Coach, I think branding and positioning plays a role. I think it has to play a role. The same way Marc Jacobs has priced his contemporary line. If you look at the way Marc Jacobs has priced the tote bag or the Marc Jacobs pieces, they're not priced with luxury pricing. The pricing is similar to Coach's pricing, which is, to me, more premium pricing. And I think that has also impacted his ability to like maybe go get these big couturier jobs, because his contemporary line is very, the pricing is just not there. I think price has to play a role, I think, in luxury and brand positioning. Cami says, thanks for answering. One more question. How would you describe Coach quality on their more premium items? I only have the tabby and I love the tabby. And I think it's a great product. I would buy one again. Another thing I like about the tabby is you can wear it around people who are pocket watchers. You know, they're like those people who like count how much money you have. You know what I mean? You know, you have those, everyone has those people in their lives who are always like, look at Cami, look at Julie, look at ballet dancer, look at all the money they have, look at all the nice things they have. It's a nice bag to wear around people like that who like to count your money. But I like it. I would buy another one. I'd buy it in white. But is it a luxury brand? No, to me, it isn't. And I think in terms of American brands, there are other brands that are luxury that I think should be in the conversation. So like I said, Ralph Lauren, Oscar de la Renta, Tom Brown, Carolina Herrera, Laquan Smith, who else? American designers, Sergio Hudson, etc. Julie says, I buy Coach's gifts for aunts and cousins. He said that to make me laugh. Ballet says, I really like the Coach Tabby 33. I didn't buy one because I need to carry my class at flat. I like the Tabby. Tabby's very nice. I think at a certain point we have to agree that luxury pricing has to factor into it. Like at some point, price has to factor into it, and brand positioning has to factor into it. Like even in, like I said, like in Johannesburg, where all the luxury stores are, Louis Vuitton is opposite Cartier. It's next to Ferragamo and Bulgari, and it's next to Gucci. And then Coach is like 3, 4. And apparently when Coach came, they were apparently quite annoyed about it because they didn't want Coach near them. So I think positioning does matter. But it's very popular in Paris. I mean, there's a concession and there's a store. They have a store. It's very popular because the price point is really great. Cami says, appreciate it. Oh, guys, look, my cat's here. Got his attention. But I've been told off, and I've got in trouble talking about this before. I don't want anyone to tell me off again. I remember saying this once in an old video, and some Coach warriors, I call them the Coach warriors, came in the comments and dragged me. So I was like, oh my God, I like Coach. I have the tabby. I use it all the time. I do not want anyone to attack me again. So I'm really going to say it in my lives because I don't want the Coach warriors to come for me again. The Coach warriors came for me, boo-boo. And that was a few years. So I learned my lesson to be quiet. Okay. Ballet Dancer says, I have the large Rowan from Coach. It's a great bag, perfect for pocket watches. I think Coach is perfect for pocket watches. Ballet Dancer's laughing. I would get a white tabby. Sometimes you're at family events, people are counting how much money you have. You know those pocket watches, people want to count your money. Okay, they want to count how much money you have. So if you have like a Chanel bag, a Louis Vuitton bag, people are going to start counting how much money you have. Brianna says, kind of related. When I went to London earlier this year, I saw so many fake Chanel's and Louis Vuittons. Oh, really? I really hate replicas. I just don't like them. Honestly, guys, I don't like dupes. I don't like replicas. So I try and stay away from these topics so I don't want to get told off. Ballet Dancer says, how I got flamed like LV. It was a few years ago. I remember that video. I didn't even title it that Coach isn't a luxury brand because I want to have this channel. I don't want to be executed or like destroyed. All I said was, I don't think Coach is a luxury brand. And the Coach warriors came for me. Okay. The Coach warriors came for me. But like I said, I like them. I think it's great for pocket watching. We all have those events you have to go to with family members where people count how much money you have. I think the tabby is a nice bag to carry to things like that. Barbecues, family events, where even if like a Christmas party, holiday parties with family, So people be up in your business counting how much money you have. Cami says, LOL, LOL. I think it's the difference between product quality and brand perception. Some lead with product quality predominantly, and others brand perception has more weight. Yeah, I agree with you. Product quality and brand perception. But I think perception is important because we live in a communal society as luxury consumers. So I would much rather get something at like Delvaux, who had the first, they created the modern concept of the handbag. If someone says Delvaux is not a luxury brand, then I just think that you don't know what you're talking about. Like you don't actually know what luxury fashion is because they created the first handbag. I'd rather get something at Delvaux, for example. And that's a brand which I want to explore more of on my next trip. I'll hopefully go to the store. They have a store near Faubourg Saint-Honoré in Paris. So hopefully I'll show you guys some Delvaux pieces. Brianna's laughing, oh well. Ballet Dancer says the pocket watches at work as well. Yeah, people be counting how much money you have. So with pocket watches, you also need to dress down a little bit. And I think a Coach the tabby, I like the tabby. I really like it. The Coach tabby is a nice little thing to carry around pocket watches because people be up in your business, counting how much money you have. Julie says, yeah, especially when they expect you to pay for the meal. Yeah, definitely. If you're going to meet up with people who are going to be counting your money, if you take a Capucine, a Birkin, a Kelly, a Dior, even the Saddle by Dior, okay, which is a beautiful bag, people are going to start counting how much money you have. People know what these bags are. People know what they are. And people know how much these things cost. So it's like, oh, she's got all this bread. Let her pay. Well, no, you can also pay as well. Brianna says, exactly. Julie says Delvaux is really expensive. Yeah, it's really, really nice. So there are other brands which maybe we don't talk about as much because they're just not as viral. I don't know why, but Delvaux, why not? Valextra. These are like luxury brands that have a great long history. Joseph Duclos, you know? So hopefully on the next trip, I'll show you more of those pieces. I'm definitely interested in Delvaux. Like their history is fascinating. Like the first ever patent for a handbag is from them. So if anyone stands up to say Delvaux is not a luxury brand, you have no credibility in fashion because they created the modern concept of a handbag for women to carry. And that's a huge achievement. Whatever your thoughts are on their designs. Brianna says, I hate when random people or people who I don't know can't afford certain things ask me how much a bag is. It's kind of tacky to be awkward. I love this question. I want to answer it right now. Ballet Dancer says 1829. That's right, 1829. That's a huge achievement. Because the question always follows with judgment. Here's what I think. I used to have a different view. I used to think if people asked you, you shouldn't tell people how much it is. These days, I will say how much something is because sometimes I think people do it because they want to test you. They want to see if you're embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed of anything that I have. Nice things, cars, whatever. If you ask me how much it is, assuming that I know you, not a stranger. Obviously not a stranger. You wouldn't tell a stranger how much something is. But if you know someone, I think you should tell them. You have nothing to be ashamed of. If you bought it yourself, well done. If it was a gift from your boyfriend or your husband, who gives a toss? You know? Julie says, I think the issue with Delvaux is that price. I think I'll buy H instead. I agree with you. The price is high, but I feel like we need to diversify beyond H this year. I want to encourage all of you this year, like all of us, whatever your favorite brand is, whether it's Hermes, Louis Vuitton, or Chanel, or Dior, I want you to diversify beyond whatever your favorite house is. Monarch says, I'm interested in Joseph Duclos, 1754. Yeah, that's right. Julie says, I feel like I'm being snobby, but really I'm not in real life. Brianna says, good point. I do say how much it is, but it's annoying. And yes, I'm talking about more so strangers. When it's people I know, let them know because of whatever. Okay, if it's strangers, I always just say, I don't remember. Yeah, strangers, you have to be careful. What if someone wants to rob you or something? That could be weird. Be like, oh, I don't remember. I bought it ages ago. I found that when you tell people that even if you bought it, even if you don't have a boyfriend, if you tell people your husband or your boyfriend bought something for you, people leave you alone quickly. Versus you being like, I don't remember. People harass you about it. Brianna says, I did just purchase the Laura Piana Loom 25. I'm seeing love. So I agree with branching out. Yeah, I want to encourage all of us this year. Whatever your favorite brand is, whether it's Big H, Big C, Louis Vuitton, Dior, Gucci, whatever your favorite house is, I want to encourage all of you to branch out. So this year, I'm going to be filming more. Like when I go on the next trip, I will definitely go to Delvaux, and I'll have a look at Moynat and Joseph Duclos. There's this bag at Joseph Duclos. I don't know the name of the bag. Does anyone know what this bag is called? It's a shoulder bag, and the handle looks like a dagger. I like that bag. It's very nice. Vernon says, I literally always think people are trying to rob, so I'll say it's fake sometimes too when I don't know them. The Diana. Yes, that is the name of the bag. I don't know why it just escaped me. I like that bag a lot. I think it's very chic, it's very elegant. I think it's a nice bag for pocket watches as well, because very few people will know like that brand, even though it's a really, really nice high-end brand. And I think, and again, because we live in society, right? You have friends, you have your personal friendships, you have your family, you have your colleagues. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to wear nice things, but I do think in certain instances, you need to be careful. If you wear really nice designer branded things, people start counting how much money you have. I wore that red Moschino t-shirt innocently at a family event, and someone was like, oh, Moschino, I've heard of that brand before. How much was that shirt? I was like, I don't remember. My husband bought it for me. That's not true. I bought that shirt myself. I bought it. But I remember it was really awkward. And Edwin was like, that was weird. I was like, yeah, that felt weird. So I think you need to have sometimes those garments and pieces when you're around people who want to count how much money you have. Cami says, do you think the stigma is gone from people wearing dupes? You know, I think it depends. In the high-end circles, I think the stigma's there. I think in the mainstream culture, it's not there. But I think like those of us who like high-end nice things, I think if you wear dupes, like people feel like, oh, you have like really nice things, but why are you wearing dupes? You know what I mean? My view on dupes is, I think you should buy the things that you like. I personally am just not passionate and excited about them. That's why I don't talk about them, and that's why I don't promote them, because I'm just not interested. because I can only talk about things that I'm passionately excited about. But I think in the general public, people don't care. But I think in high-end luxury, people do care. And people do look down on dupes, yeah. I think people also look down on, like, getting copies made. Like, this is my love ring from Cartier, right? Like, getting a dupe of this, for example, like in the high-end scene, I think people don't like it. Mona said, that's the one on my wish list. I've never been to Paris, but I still want to go get a bag from there. The store is close to Big H Faubourg. I like the Diana more than the Constance with the big H. It's beautiful. I love it because the handle, the clasp looks like a dagger. It's very cool, very edgy. Brianna says, I look down on them. Hey, Brianna said, I look down on them, I don't care. That's what she said, woo. Not me. I'm being more diplomatic today. I personally am just not passionate and excited about dupes. I can't post about things I don't care about. I wouldn't buy them, and you will never see me buy a dupe ever and put it here and promote it to you. Me. But the general public, I don't think cares. Like the Bottega Veneta earring dupes, those drop earrings. I mean, Bottega and Veneta need to sue Jeff and Lauren at Amazon. They need to be sued because there's just so many dupes on Amazon right now. But I think the general public doesn't care. Have you seen those dupe videos? Have you seen those like Amazon luxury haul videos? Julie says, I do too. Brianna says, dupes are just corny. Cami says, it's interesting because it seems almost like a club and dupes have people feeling like the wearer lied their way into the club. I have to say, I agree. I hate how elitist it sounds because it does sound so elitist. Like, ooh, you have the fake Bottega earrings kind of thing. You know what I mean? But it does. Julie said, I had called it out recently. Oh, really? What happened? Brianna says, trying way too hard. I have to say, I agree. Julie says, I was with my grandmother at Target. Yeah, Cami, to your point, it does feel like people have lied their way into the club. It does feel that way. It does. If you have like I've seen like the Loewe the Loewe sunglasses I bought in Paris. I saw someone unbox the dupe of those on Amazon and they were like $5. Mine were like, my sunglasses were 350 euros. Julie says there was a lady carrying a B25, gold on gold. My grandmother said to me, she's got your bag in Chinese. Oh my God. I'm waiting now to hear what happened. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's like an elitism thing and I feel uncomfortable with it, but I just don't like dupes. Julie says, I then reply to my grandmother, hers is fake. Yes, I love this. I love it here. I love it here. You guys are like me. Ollie says, I unsubscribe. Ollie, look, my cat. Ollie, my cat. Your screen thing is a cat. I unsubscribe from YouTubers that do dupes. Brianna says, not the B25. Julie says, the lady understood me. Oh my God. So she spoke Mandarin as well? Oh my God. So was glaring at me. Ooh, you went there. You're braver than me. There are a lot of fakes. When I saw that woman unbox her $5 Loewe dupes, and I have the real thing, which you've seen me unbox in my Paris haul, of the 350 like Euro real ones which in America I think they're 450. Yeah. I was like, no, this is not for me. Brianna says, so I'll be honest, I'm elitist. I don't believe we're all equal. Damn, you're really going off today. Cami says, didn't there used to be a similar vibe between costume and precious jewelry? I think that there still is a divide, but I think with jewelry, people need to understand that costume jewelry has its place. Swarovski crystals have their place because sometimes you might be going to a high-end event where maybe you can't go with a bodyguard and maybe you have high jewelry, you have really expensive jewelry, you don't want to wear it. And sometimes costume jewelry can be a look. I think costume jewelry versus precious, like fine jewelry, I think is a different debate. Dupes is like, you're actually just, you don't want to buy the real thing. You don't want to buy the real thing or you can't buy the real thing, which is fine. Brianna says, yes, Julie, put some respect on your bag. Yeah, and you know, with the dupe conversation, it's difficult because people think that we're being elitist and we don't want, to Cammie's point, the point you made about you don't want, like the point that you had made about people joining the club and like people like forcing their way into the club. I have to say I agree. I have to say. Brianna says, this is why I couldn't have a YouTube channel. People tell me I should make videos all the time. And I'm like, no, because I'm not about to be politically correct. You have to be politically correct, Brianna, because the coach warriors will come for you. All I said a few years ago in an innocent video, nicely, like the way I'm speaking now, was I don't think Coach is a luxury brand. The coach warriors came with pitchforks in the comments. I was fighting for my life. Now, these days, I can handle it better because I will drag you back. Okay, but a few years ago, I was like, oh my God. I told my husband, I was like, I'm being attacked. And he was like, you said it, so now you got to take it. Ollie says, I have a tabby too. I love the tabby. Brianna says, and their comments would just be blocked. The coach warriors were not letting me breathe, baby. Cammie says, I just find these people's views on these things so interesting. So, same. Not trying to sound anything. I know you're not. And I love it because this is the whole point of these lives, is that we have these discussions. We don't have to think the same. And it's never, for me, it's never meant to shade. I'm never trying to shade or hurt anyone's feelings, but I have opinions and I'm going to stand on business. I'm not Humpty Dumpty. I do have opinions. And yes, I have opinions on certain things. I just don't think it's a luxury brand. I don't think Michael Kors is a luxury brand. I don't think Marc Jacobs' self-titled line is a luxury brand. I like his makeup line. I like his perfumes. Do I think his own brand name is a luxury brand? No, I don't. And I've said that before, and I've also been told off. So me being told off isn't shocking. And I love hearing people's views as well. Like with the dupe stuff, I just don't like dupes. And when I watched that person unbox the Loewe, it just came up. I don't remember the person's name. It just came up. And it was like Amazon luxury haul, including Loewe. I watched it, and she unboxed the same exact sunglasses I bought in Paris for like, 350 euros. Hers were like $5. And it felt weird to me. I don't know how to explain it. It just felt weird because I was like, they look exactly the same. But when she zoomed in, the anagram logo isn't quite there. You know what I mean? Like the Loewe anagram logo. I was just like, this just isn't for me. I just don't feel comfortable with this. Like, I'd much rather just shop at Zara and just get something at Zara or ASOS. Ollie's laughing. Julie says, oh, how do we feel about Prada? I'm really over Prada. Ollie says, tabby cat, not tabby coach, to be clear. Okay, I don't have a tabby cat. He's not a tabby. I don't know what he is, actually. Julie says they got some bags like Celine and H. I don't like Prada's bags. I like their perfumes and I like their clothing from time to time. I don't like the design of their bags. I don't think that she and Raf Simons are particularly inspired with leather goods. Me personally. I just think that they're better with clothing and perfumes. And I also think their beauty line flopped. I put that on Instagram. I think the beauty line flopped. I don't know what you guys think. I think it flopped. Ballet Dancer says, there are a lot of Amazon DHgate luxury type videos. I really hate when it says Amazon luxury haul. Like, what? Brianna says, I try to like Prada so bad, but I can't. I just don't like their accessories. Julie says Prada actually got a bag that looks like the Lindy. LOL. Brianna says their bags are for teenagers. I don't know. I just find their bags their accessories kind of boring. They just seem a little boring to me. Like, I think they're such an iconic brand, but I think that their clothes are more interesting. Like, if I had to choose something, I would choose like their clothes, perhaps. And they have great perfumes, but I feel like it's just not a brand that I'm excited about. I would much rather like shop at YSL, but it's obviously Prada is a top tier, high end luxury brand. It's obviously there with Louis Vuitton and Hermes and stuff. ABR 1983, welcome. I think the word dupe is being used quite loosely these days. Some items are literally replicas we call dupes. I agree. The unboxing I saw of the Loewe sunglasses I bought in Paris, they were basically replicas. Like the anagram isn't quite right. she called them a dupe. To me, they look like reps to me. I still am uncomfortable with dupes though. It's just something, you know, that like Moschino t-shirt that I bought went from Jeremy Scott's last collection with the inflated heart. That season, he had a lot of inflated costume jewelry earrings. So they were like these inflated hearts, inflated like question marks. They were duped all over the place. They were all over Amazon, duped to the gods. And I saw someone unbox a dupe of these Moschino heart earrings that were from that collection. And she was like, these are Moschino dupes. And the real ones are like 300 euros and those were like $10. I can definitely see how this is going to be a problem for luxury houses, particularly smaller brands that can't afford the financial hit that dupe sales take from them. Bottega Veneta is a $1 billion brand. They can afford for people to dupe their bags and to dupe their earrings. A smaller brand cannot afford for someone to take their idea and to dupe it. So I think when people buy dupes, think of the message that sends if it's a smaller brand who's having their idea taken from them that they cannot financially reap the reward of. I have this Cartier love ring. Cartier is duped all over the internet, but Cartier is a multi-billion-dollar brand. They can probably withstand people duping the love ring and the love bracelet. But a smaller designer cannot afford that financial hit. So I think that's something also that we need to think about as like luxury fashion consumers. If you like luxury fashion and you want to support luxury fashion creators, you really need to support them with your money. Like, it's all well and good to say, okay, I'm going to buy the dupe. But if it's like a fashion designer who's created an original idea, I think that person should be able to reap the rewards of their work. I don't think that's wrong for if someone has gone to a lot of effort to make a dress and to design it, it goes viral. I think it's wrong for someone to say, I'm going to dupe that and make money off someone else's work. I don't care how much money they have. And it, like I said, it affects smaller brands. Bottega's not affected by the drop earrings, right? Cartier's not affected if you dupe the love ring. Cartier's still Cartier. I mean, who gives a toss? VC is not affected if you dupe the Alhambra. But smaller brands are affected. And I think that's something we should care about because we all care about high-end fashion. ABR 1983 says that's definitely true. Yeah, it's something to think about. And I think you're also right. Some pieces are just replicas. I'm also upset at the people who post like an unboxing video and it's a replica or it's a dupe. I watched someone post like a Mini Kelly unboxing. So I was like, oh, Mini Kelly unboxing, let me watch it. And it was a dupe. Like, I personally don't see the point of anyone like unboxing a Mini Kelly and it's a dupe. I think you could have kept that. So I think that's something that we need to all kind of talk about. And like I said, people have every right to spend what they want with their money. ABR 1983 says, do you consider the Celine box bag to be a dupe of the Constance or vice versa? No, I don't. And in fact, the Constance came out before the Gucci Horsebit. So like the Gucci Horsebit was actually like the original style because they all came out around the same time. The Gucci Horsebit comes out first, then the Constance comes out. So I think Constance came out in 1959-ish, but the Horsebit comes out first from Big Gucci. Then the Constance comes out. I don't think the Celine box bag is a dupe at all. I don't think we should go to that point where if something exists in the same category that they're dupes. No. If something exists in the same category, it's the same category. Then it's not a dupe of each other. Because then that's like saying the Constance is a dupe of the Horsebit because the Horsebit came out first. No, it's not. They're just similar looking bags. I think dupes are like, I'm literally gonna copy like every element of this bag, and I'm gonna change like 2 little design elements. The Constance box, the Celine, I beg your pardon, the Celine box bag is a completely different design to the Constance, in my opinion. And I think it's a legitimate bag. I think it's beautiful, and I would absolutely carry it, no issues. And I really like Celine. I like their designs. I like what they're doing at the brand. I don't like Hedi Slimane, but I like what he's achieved there. And he achieved a lot of great things there that he deserves credit for sure. And I think we need to be careful not saying that stuff are dupes of each other if they exist in the same category. There's nothing wrong with a like a box bag or a structured bag. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. Julie says, I think with the Celine box bag versus C18, it's which one I like better. Exactly. They exist in the same category. That does not mean they're a dupe of each other, because then the Constance is a dupe of the Horsebit, and it's not. The Horsebit came first, then the Constance, and then other bags did. But they exist in the same category, but they're not dupes of each other. Miss Steffa says agree, right? Because the dupe is like, I'm gonna take the Big H Constance and change like 2 little design elements. You know what I mean? You know, they'll change like 1 or 2 tiny design elements, but it looks exactly the same. I think the Celine box bag looks more minimalist. It's more sleek. If I had to pick one, I think they're both beautiful. If I had to pick one, I'd probably just choose a Celine box bag, only because you don't have to play the game for it. Just walk into the store. But they're both beautiful, and they're very nice. And all of them have that like satchel kind of vibe, don't they? As well. And like I said, the Horsebit was like the first one to come out. And one wouldn't say that the Horsebit is, the Constance is copying the Horsebit. I think with dupes, what we need to say is they become dangerous when people are not just duping Hermes and Bottega Veneta. People are duping smaller designers. That is where the dupe culture needs to slow down. A smaller designer cannot withstand that financial pressure. They cannot withstand that. Hermes can withstand that. Chanel can withstand that. Gucci can withstand it. ABR 1983 says, I actually prefer the box bag. The box bag is very nice. How much is the box bag in dollars right now? It's very nice. Very nice. It's very chic. It's very chic. It's very elegant. It's very like Paris Fashion Week, you know, blogger, like fashionista, going to shows with coffee in my hand kind of thing. It's very chic. You know, this is kind of like the Schiaparelli thing, if I may. A lot of people are saying Olivier Rousteing's new Balmain collection looks like Schiaparelli. It annoys me when people say that, because Schiaparelli don't own that aesthetic. That was like a period of time when Elsa Schiaparelli was alive. And that whole aesthetic is from the time when she was alive. It really irritates me when people say that, because they don't own that aesthetic. They don't own that, like, you know, Art Deco kind of aesthetic. They don't own it. And they shouldn't be the only brand that is allowed to make those designs. Julie says, haha, I like the H and the C18. It isn't allowed to me. I like the H as well, actually. I like it a lot. And I think it looks really chic as well, in like neutral colors. And I'm not a neutral person. ABR 1983 says, agreed. Even large brands do small luxury designs. Yeah, it's a problem. So we need to also just kind of be aware of that. Like I said, with the Schiaparelli thing, Schiaparelli don't own that aesthetic of eyes and, you know, Art Deco and Baroque. They don't own the entire Baroque aesthetic. And it's wrong for people to say, oh, well, they're the only ones who can do it because that's their look. They don't own it. It was a period of time where she was, you know, making her designs and coming up with her house codes, but she wasn't the only person designing like that. And I think designers should be able to like look into the past and should be able to pull things without people saying, oh, you know, this person's copying, you know, Schiaparelli, or they're copying Daniel Roseberry. No, they're not, you know? And even with Schiaparelli, they're toning that down so that they can reach more people. This is hysterical. Guess what the TV's playing right now? I swear to God. The TV has just suddenly started playing a Marc Jacobs tote bag unboxing. I'm here like, it's not a luxury brand. The TV's like, come catch this unboxing. That's what the TV's playing. So funny. That's so funny to me. S.A. Marissa O says, Happy New Year to you and your family. Oh, thank you. Happy New Year to you as well. Ballet dancers laughing. That's weird, you know? So just back to the Schiaparelli thing, because people were like, oh, the new Balmain collection looks like Schiaparelli. It's like, the Schiaparelli don't own that aesthetic. That was a point in time. Julie's laughing. Cami says, it's like I knew with my questions. Yeah, it's literally showing the tote bag right now. You know, it's a Marc Jacobs tote bag. Guys, I like Marc Jacobs, by the way, and I think he deserves a chance of being the head of a huge couture house. I think he deserves a shot, but he would have to shut down his contemporary line. Because I feel like in Europe, they don't like when designers go down market and also want to be up market. Sorry. I don't think European maisons like that. European houses don't like what he's doing right now. He's making a ton of money with this line, unboxings on the TV, but they don't like when people go down market and also want to be up market. They don't like it. European houses want you to pick a lane. They want you to stay there. I think this is why Matthew Blasey got the job at Big C and other people didn't. His whole like CV is just him at super top tier high-end brands. I think European houses are like really weird about brand positioning. Whereas I think a lot of you from the States, there's more fluidity and maybe people are a little bit more open-minded. But I think he's a great designer and I absolutely think he deserves another shot at a top tier brand for sure. And hopefully we'll see him run a top tier house. I mean, I would love to see, I think he could do wonders at Versace. I'd be curious to see what he would do there. I've said this before, but it's well known that she wants to retire. She can't find a successor. So that's why she's still designing. But it's well known that she wants to retire and to find someone to take the mantle. So there's a position there. You know, if someone should want it, maybe him, maybe Tishi. It's $1 billion brand. Ballet dancers, I remember when he was at LV. Yeah, he deserves a chance at a big top tier brand, but his contemporary brand does hurt his chances because European fashion houses are just weird about it. Cami says, interesting you say that. Did Karl Lagerfeld have his own brand, which was more affordable? Was he exception? Yes, I'm glad you brought up Karl Lagerfeld. He was the exception because he's a unicorn. The man has been a unicorn his entire life. Number one, he's the definition of a Pegasus unicorn. But also his line, he was like, didn't have anything really to do with it. I think from the early 90s, he wasn't involved in it. And he hasn't been until he died. Because I'm pretty sure that like someone else bought the entire line. I mean, he hadn't designed it for maybe even 20 years, even before he died. So we can't even almost count it. It's also my understanding that he didn't even like the line being sold in department stores. Like he didn't want anything to do with it. And it had his name on it. And I think he'd even said in an interview that it was a mistake. But he's a unicorn. He's the definition of a Pegasus unicorn. Worked at Fendi for 54 years of loyal service, 54 loyal years. This is not a normal person. Most people can't work in a job for 10 years. Karl Lagerfeld was at Fendi for 54 years. He was at Chanel for how many years? What, 38 years? I mean, if that is not a unicorn, I don't know what is a unicorn. So I think we need to put him to the side. I think European houses really don't like when people go down market. Ballet Dancer says it's sold in Macy's. You cannot find it in France. And I think that's actually by design. Like I don't think he like wanted much to do with it. And definitely from the 90s, he had no financial interest in it. So his financial interest is obviously being paid by Fendi and being paid by Chanel. And again, Pegasus unicorn, incredible mercurial designer, speaks 5 languages fluently. He's like a polyglot. Like this is not a normal fashion designer. It's the same thing with the Thierry Mugler stuff. It's the same thing, you know? The Mugler line is like the high-end line, but then obviously he also had his perfume line, but he made it clear he wanted nothing to do with designing again. But he was still making money off of his perfume line, which did help position the actual fashion line that Casey Codwalla is the creative director of. And before he died, things seemed to be picking up again for him. But he had a super traumatic experience as well with the Clarins family of the Clarins beauty fortune, because they're the ones who were bankrolling the haute couture line, but it never made any money. It's all over TikTok. It was all over all these places, but it didn't make any money. At a certain point, the business has to make money. So someone like Marc Jacobs is like, I still think he deserves a bite at the apple of $1 billion brand. But if he continues to promote his contemporary brand, it'll be hard, I think, because I just think European houses are just weird about stuff like this. But his makeup line is relaunching this year. It was a very great line. He reminds me of like a Jean-Paul Gaultier. You know, they're both really iconic designers. They deserve a bite at the apple. But at the same time, if you go too down market, it's hard for them to find those opportunities. I think if Nadege Van He, the creative director of Big H Women's. If she should ever leave, Big H would be a place. Big H don't have a couture line. You know, there are places for these people to go. There are people looking for jobs. Okay, Tishi, Galliano, where do we park these people? Where do we park them? There's a vacancy at Fendi, Triple P. Where do we put these people? Ballyjohn says sold at Macy's. Cami says thanks for the info. Yeah, no problem. I love having these discussions. It's so exciting. I just love having these discussions. I think they're so fun. But it was like, the more I think about it, Chanel choosing Matthew Blasey was the right call. Because it took me some time. I needed to kind of digest it a little bit. But then the more you think about it, it makes sense. Like the W's, if anyone knows how to protect Chanel, it is that family. They have been running around with Big C for 80, 90 years. You know, he is the right choice. So young, so youthful, he's going to be 41 next year. He's Parisian, born and bred. The house is from Paris. I think he's going to do a great job. Brianna has agreed. So, I'm so excited for him. Yeah, me too. Tyler says the Carl L info is so interesting because they have a store on Regent Street in London, and I was wondering who is buying that stuff. Exactly, but it's like priced as like a contemporary brand. It's super interesting. Like it's weird, and he didn't want anything to do with it. He wanted nothing to do with it, and he didn't have a financial interest like from the 90s onwards. Cami says, I think the middle ground is when luxury brands do collabs with high streets. It's not a dupe, the lower price point, more accessible in theory. I love the luxury brands doing the high street collabs. You know, every year H&M will have their high-end collab. So this year, let's see who it's going to be. But the H&M and Mugler one, that was so successful. That was fantastic. And that one did really well. Leah says, hey girl, I went to Cartier yesterday. Hello, Leah. The essay told me there'll be a price increase soon. Oh, really? Where are you? What currency do you shop in? Dollars, pounds, euros, Canadian, US dollars? I like those luxury collabs with the high street girls too. The H&M collab it's an iconic one now. Every year they do one collab with a high street girl, with a luxury brand. It does help it be more accessible, but they're not dupes. I agree. The Paco Rabanne one, that was really nice. The Mugler one, that was like, whoa. And even with Mugler, it's like, I'm in Paris, it's in euros. Oh, really? Damn. The Balmain one, yeah, that was iconic. So yeah, those are not dupes though. That's like us coming together to create something new together. Whereas with dupes, it's like, I'm just going to dupe those Loewe shades. I'm going to dupe this Chanel bag. You know, I'm just going to dupe this dress from Max Mara. Or the Max Mara teddy coat. That has been duped. I know Max Mara have to be pissed. The Max Mara teddy coat, that's their original design. They created something unique in 2009 when that thing came out. Or 2008, whenever it was that it came out. I think, when did it come out? Came out 2010, something like that. They created something unique, and then it has been duped to the gods. Okay. Literally, that thing has been duped. I know Max Mara is angry. Because the real thing is like $2,000, $3,000. And the dupes are like $50. So I think with the dupe conversation, I'm so scared to talk about it online because I don't want to get told off. I don't want anyone to be like, you're a hypocrite. You're elitist. No, elitist. I'm not elitist. I just think I just don't like them. You know, by the way, I really don't like jewelry dupes. If you want to know how I feel about dupes, let's talk about the Alhambra dupes, Cartier dupes. I really dislike jewelry dupes the most. I really don't like those Alhambra bracelet dupes, guys. Miss Steffa says the teddy coat was duped to death. Honey, I know Big Max Mara angry. After I got my swimsuit, I tried it on. It fits, by the way. So I'm happy about that. I was like, I know Max Mara angry at this. Because that thing has been duped everywhere. And it's such an iconic silhouette. So it's just like, okay, we're just going to copy your idea. And not pay you. We're just going to copy everything you've done. But it's a staple, coat. And they also have the madame. Cami says, what would you advise someone who loves a style, but it's not at a price point they can afford? Okay, here's the thing. I think if you like something, you should buy it anyway. Because I think everyone has the right to participate in fashion. So let's use the Max Mara Teddy coat, for example. If you like the Max Mara Teddy coat, but you can't afford to spend $2,000 on it, I think if you want to buy a dupe, you should. But I don't think you should be like, this is just as good as the real thing. Like, let's slow down for a second. Okay, let's slow down. I think you should buy the dupe if you want, if you can't afford it. I don't think money should ever be the reason why people feel like they can't buy something. But I don't think you should be like, guys, this is the Max Mara Teddy dupe. It's better than the real thing at 2,000 euros. Let me stop you right there. Let's stop right there. Okay, let's not get carried away. Okay, by all means buy the coat, but don't start talking too much and start saying things and talking gibberish. Okay. Tyler's laughing. Miss Stepha says, yay for your swimsuits, lovely. Oh, thanks, I love it. Yeah, and it's great quality. So I can see why Max Mara is angry. Their clothing is great quality. So fast Max Mara, I'm pissed right now. Okay, but by all means, if someone doesn't have the money, I don't think money should ever be the reason why people should be able to participate in something. But don't sit there and say it's better than the real thing. I've seen people say that about Cartier as well. People said things like, oh, like, you know, the real love bracelet, you know, is, oh, like my fake is better. No, it's not. You're just saying that to make yourself feel better about it. Or my dupe is better. No, it's not. ABR 1983 says, I think dupe culture is actually making people feel peer pressure even more because now you see it everywhere. Yeah, I agree. And don't forget, there's some people who don't have like $10, $20 to buy dupes. That's also another part of the conversation. Dupes also cost money. And it's not like everyone just has money to like shop and buy things every single month. Because if brands are releasing new products all the time, people do feel pressured to keep up and to buy new things. I post content and I watch people's videos. Even on YouTube, there is this weird like pressure that people feel like I have to buy everything that's new so I can show my audience and then I'm going to return it. We've seen creators do this. Tyler says, or saying it's just like the real thing. No, exactly. No, it's not. Again, buy the Teddy dupe. That's fine. Enjoy it, love it, take pictures with it. But don't go now and start saying it's better than the real thing now. Let's not go there. Liz says, have you heard about the Birkin dupe at Walmart? They had to remove it from stores because Big H was mad about it and about to sue. Okay, they've taken it out. Okay, good. Yeah, we just talked about it earlier on before you came, but I don't mind recapping my thoughts. Yes, I've heard about it, the Wirkin. It's not for me. It's not working for me. If other people want to buy it, honey, please buy what you want. Just don't tell us it's better than the real thing. I'm not doing that. Okay, I don't mind if people buy these things. I just don't want you to be like, it's better than the real thing. There's no way that the Wirkin can compete with any bag at Faubourg on display, not even the Veru. Like bags that people wouldn't necessarily want to buy. You know, so I think at the point that we're at right now, the peer pressure to shop and buy new things all the time and to buy things that everyone has is very high. And I think you guys as audience members should be aware of that. For me, I don't feel any pressure because I only buy things I like. So if I don't like something, I'm not buying it. It doesn't matter. Sometimes there'll be things which I like that are like popular, but a lot of the times I just buy things that I like. Whereas I feel like with dupes and with replicas, people also want to keep up with an image online as well. Leah says, I agree with you. There's also an image. People want that image online. Cami says, do you think the alleged potential quality decrease in some luxury has fed into the whole topic? I think that the so-called quality decreases, if I'm being honest with you, my unpopular opinion is this is a tactic that luxury creators use to get views online. If I post a video saying, I spent $10,000 on this Chanel classic flap and the quality is terrible, more people will watch that video than I spent $10,000 on a classic flap and I love it. The whole quality decrease topic it taps into the sort of algorithmic divides that online algorithms encourage. Online algorithms encourage people to be divisive and people to divide each other. I've already seen some ridiculous videos about the Murakami launch saying that, oh, the videos, that the collection didn't do well. That's not true. The collection did really, really well and has sold out. So we have to be careful to understand, is there really a quality decrease, or is that something people are just saying in order to get attention online? If you say something has decreased in quality, more people watch that video than if you say you love something. ABR 1983 says, there are beautiful bags at various price points. It seems ridiculous to spend thousands on dupes rather than buy an authentic item at the price point you can afford. I agree. That's what I'm saying. It's better for you to buy what you can afford than to, in my opinion, be like, I'm going to go buy the Loewe puzzle dupe for $100. Me personally, I agree with you. I'm with you on that. Cami says, oh, similar to clickbait. I think so, because I'm sorry, but on the previous trip to Paris in October, even the things that I've ordered, I don't really understand when people say these things or different products don't have quality. I think people just say these things online for attention, because being controversial is what drives clicks and views, particularly with brands like Chanel. Chanel doesn't give a shit what any of the YouTubers who hate Chanel think. Chanel couldn't give a shit. Hermes doesn't give a shit. Why should they care? Chanel makes $20 billion a year with so-called quality decreases. Is it really a quality decrease, or is it something that people online are saying for attention? Ballet Dancer says, I hear that often, but they're not showing defects in the video. They're just doing it for attention because those videos really drive clicks. Tyler says, it's made in the same factory, has a lot of people by the neck. But the made in the same factory people never have receipts. I'm like, where are your receipts for that it's made in the factory? I asked someone that once on TikTok who was like, they're made in the same factory. I was like, made in the same factory where? What country? Where? Oh, well, that's what I heard. I was like, well, you didn't hear shit. You're just repeating the same algorithmic nonsense. Julie says, if quality is that bad, they aren't going to have any clients left. How is Chanel making $20 billion every year if their quality is bad? Can someone explain this to me? I want to know. Julie says, I dislike those videos. Cami says, I've never heard that take on this topic before. It's something which I've noticed, and as someone with a page, I can see, like in my own analytics, the things that drives clicks and views, right? And I have no issue with that. I have no issue with posting things that I think you guys will like and things I think are popular. But if, for example, if you say Chanel's quality has been decreasing and declining, you're going to have 2,000 people watch that video. If you say, hey guys, I just got this from 25p, it's really nice, it's really cute, maybe 1,000 people will watch that video. People are so divided by these algorithms, and these algorithms encourage people to be divided. So divisive views and controversial takes are what drives clicks. I do not believe that Chanel's quality is as bad as people say. Okay, number one. Number two, I don't think Chanel cares. And number three, if it was that bad, why are the W's making 20 billion euros a year? I just want someone to explain that to me. People are not stupid. People who have the money to buy the $20,000 perfume bottle are not stupid. You don't get money like that by being stupid to buy the $20,000 perfume Minaudière. You're telling me you're going to buy the perfume bottle from Big C and it's going to break? Seriously? Ballet Dancer NJ says, don't forget the other one. Logos are for poor people. Oh my God, yeah. I just tell people, yeah, I'm poor. I find that that's like the best way to respond. When people say that, you'd be like, yeah, I'm poor. It like throws people off like, oh, you're poor? Yeah, I'm poor. I'm whatever you say I am. So if you think I'm poor, yeah, I'm poor. If it makes you feel better, okay. You know? Tyler says people love to watch the downfall of something they've been excluded from. Makes them feel better, so they watch. Yes, I agree with you. But like, it's if you look at the history of these houses, it's actually crazy what these houses have survived. Like Louis Vuitton surviving Napoleon running around, literally Napoleon running around losing his wig. Big H surviving World War I, World War II. Big C surviving World War I, World War II. I mean, these brands have been through it. Versace surviving the founder of their house being literally deleted. These are not brands that are weak. They can handle the pressure of people talking about dupes online. They've been through a lot. They'll be fine. They don't care. Chanel doesn't care. I don't think Chanel gives a shit. I remember there's some creators on YouTube who think that they really have the power to move and destroy Chanel. It's actually cute that people think that they have this power. It's cute. Chanel's quality is so bad, but they make $20 billion a year. How? Diva says, oh my goodness, please say it again. I'm so tired of those logos are for poor people. I swear, when you tell people who say that, if you tell them, for example, yeah, I'm poor, watch their reaction. That happened to me once at a party here. Someone was like, logos are for poor people. I was wearing my Versace jeans couture top. I was like, I guess I'm poor then. It was very awkward. Make it awkward for them because they feel really bad. It's because it was the one that said Versace jeans couture. I was like, oh, I guess I'm poor then. Now what? Julie says, oh, I got something funny to share. It's when I was in the queue for the Murakami launch. Leah's laughing. While I was in the queue, a guy walked up to me and asked me a question. Ooh, okay, tell us. Let's hear it. His question was, is there a sale at Louis Vuitton now? Is that why you guys heard the line? Louis Vuitton is the one brand that doesn't go on sale. Just checking something. Louis Vuitton is the one brand that doesn't go on sale, you guys. So funny. Okay, I would have actually melted down if someone had said that to me. Cami says, why would someone say that to the face of someone wearing a logo? People think that you are going to be embarrassed, and people think they're being slick and cute. Okay? So we're at an event. You've seen the car I've come in with my husband, which is a really nice Range Rover Autobiography. Oh, logos are for poor people. Okay, I'm poor. Look at that car and tell me if you really think I'm poor. But if it makes you feel better, because some people want to feel morally superior to you. They want to feel like they're superior to you. So if you wear logos, they're like, I'm superior to that person because she's trying to look like a rich person. Okay. If it makes you feel better, okay. I love Versace. I'm going to wear it. Julie says, but my response to him was, we're all in the queue for the Murakami launch. He then looked at me like I was a crazy person. I mean, he's going to look at you like you're a crazy person because he's like, why are you queuing? He's like, why are you queuing? You should have told him Louis Vuitton doesn't go on sale. And they're the only brand, I believe, that don't do sales. Ever. So, no. We're here for the Murakami launch. ABR 1983 says, yep, Diva's laughing. I think when you make it awkward for people, you show that because people expect you to go diplomatic. They think you're going to be embarrassed. I love Versace. Why would I be embarrassed? I like the brand. I love Moschino. Why would I be embarrassed? Why? I like them. They're some of my favorite brands. You guys know that. Oh, their logos are for poor people. I was like, I guess I'm poor then. You saw the car that we rolled up in. I don't think poor people can buy those cars, but if it makes you feel better, about yourself, I am whatever you think I am. If you think I'm poor, that is fine. Because I think when you show people that like you literally don't care, it makes them feel embarrassed. And it was very awkward. Okay, my husband was like, you know how to make people feel awkward. I said, he started it, I finished it. And there are people who, think like that, like, oh, you're poor, you're just trying to be a rich person. It makes people feel morally superior to you, to think that they're better than you because they don't like logos. Whereas at the end of the day, I bought that with my money, so I'm going to buy what I want with my money. Like, if you think logos are for poor people, what difference does that make to the person buying the logo? Because I have the money to buy it. Do you have the money to buy it? Cami says, would have been funny if you'd said your usual, then raised your hand and said, boo-boo, like you do online. Yeah, I mean, I was like, I guess I'm poor. What can be done? Sometimes I have to think about my poor, long-suffering husband and how he feels when we're at events, when these things happen. But people say these things. People do say them. And people think again, about the whole pocket watching thing. Maybe I'm going to film a video about pocket watching because I think that this is actually a big theme. People do feel really weird about this stuff. And if you have nice things, people feel threatened by that. Miss Staffer says, with Chanel, I've noticed the quality has declined, but not for all pieces and not to the effect we've been talking about online. I don't think I agree with you that there might be some declines, but I don't think it is at the level that people say online. I think online, and this is something which you guys as the audience need to be aware of, is more divisive and always more heightened than it is in real life. And I think that a lot of people online make money by being very divisive about these brands. That's why you're seeing all of these. Just move this for a second. That's why you're seeing all of these Walmart Birkin videos. It's so much easier to be divisive because that's what drives attention and clicks and views. Look at the Murakami videos that are like slagging off the Murakami collection. There are people who don't like the Murakami collection, but filming videos about why they don't like it. If you don't like the Murakami collection, I mean, who cares what you think? Respectfully. Ballet Dancer says, that's the other one. You wear logos pretending to be rich. Oh, I get that all the time. I just find that when you meet the person where they are, people back down. If you try and take the high road, people feel like they can bully you. If they're like, oh, you wearing logos like pretending to be rich, it makes people feel good to be morally superior to you. I hear this all the time. There are kind of these new videos right now, filmed by these like financial influencers who are like, oh, people who wear logos are poor. I commented on one video like, what do you know about fashion though? Like, who have you spoken to who shops high end? Miss Steffa says, right, people are dragging it for views. Yes, for views. It's just for views. It's not as bad as they say. Leah says, someone told me I'm stupid for saving money to buy the Diamond Love bracelet. Oh my God, honey, you know that's like my number one grail piece. I've talked about that as well in the live. That's just a bracelet, but it's my money. So why are they so bothered? They're bothered because they're jealous. Diva says, I meant to say, please do a video on the topic of pocket watching. Sorry, typing too fast. Yeah, I think I'm going to film a pocket watching video because I think this is a really important topic. Yeah, definitely. Julie says, I haven't been so excited for a launch in a very long time. Murakami's multicolor is just so fun and fresh. Ballet Dancer says, old money don't like logos. Yeah, I agree. And I think just to Leah's point about the diamond pave bracelet, I know that I'm like sharing it here on my channel, but I feel like people feel really threatened if something's like really expensive and you say you want to buy it. People feel threatened, even if it's like a car. Have you noticed that people are weird about people's cars? Like if someone has like a really expensive car, people will say something nasty and rude and weird about it as well. And I think with the pocket watching stuff, you have to be really careful because you're not Robinson Crusoe. We're not like, humans are not meant to be solitary. We all exist in families and ecosystems and friendship groups. So you want to make sure that you're careful, not in a way that's patronizing. I'm not saying don't wear your stuff at all, but like with the pocket watching stuff, you have to be careful because people really do feel weird about it. To you guys and to everyone in this live stream, a 400 euro Moschino t-shirt is nothing to all of you. You know, a 200 euro, 100 euro Max Mara swimsuit is nothing. But to a lot of people, 400 euros on a shirt or 200 euros on a swimsuit is a lot of money. People think it's a waste of money. So, you know, if you let people, like for me, I'm going to buy what I want with my money. And if you think it's a waste of money, well, who cares? It's my money. Noyette said, I'm so glad you said it. Right, yeah, because, you know, like, what are you going to do? If you like these things, you should be able to buy them. But also, just understand that on social media is not real life. And social media creators are driven by clicks and views because they want to make money. Don't forget that a lot of luxury creators, I'm not going to name drop anyone because it's not shade. I don't hate on anyone. It's not like that. So please don't name anyone in the comments because it's not shade. But a lot of luxury creators make money by being really divisive. If you look at the videos that are doing really well right now on YouTube and TikTok, they're all really divisive things. It's divisive, it's controversial. If you post and say you really like Chanel's new collection, people are going to say you're lying. If you said that you bought a Chanel coat and it was really bad quality, everyone's going to watch that video. People want to hate on Chanel because Chanel has been increasing prices and Chanel does not care. If you don't like it, Chanel said you can leave. And that is a tough pill to swallow for some people. Some people think it's very divisive. It works for them. And in fact, Chanel doesn't care what you think. Chanel doesn't give a toss what you think. Noya says, right, as long as I'm not asking you for money, why are you so interested in how I spend mine? People get triggered over it. People get triggered, particularly if you buy designer clothes. The reaction I've gotten to my Moschino top is very strange. People are very, very weird about it. And it's just Moschino. Imagine that was like YSL Prêt-à-Porter or Chanel. Isaiah says, trying to get something from Murakami, Multico, and Sakura. Have a Blackpink Murakami shirt. Want to be all Murakami when I go to Japan to be that extra. That is so fire. I love that. Julie says, I have one friend who doesn't know H at all, but loves LV, but knows LV and Chanel. So when I wear H, there's no commenting. He just knows I have expensive taste. Love it. Ballet Dancer says, I carry my Coach or MZ Wallace bags most of the time. I have designer SOGs inside. Julie says, but is not weird about H. Isaiah says, also agree from a previous video that I'm anticipating a Sprouse drop next year. I will cry if the Sprouse things happen. I will probably cry tears of joy. I mean it, because that collection means so much to me. But to the point about pocket watching, just to go back to that super quick, people just feel weird about it, particularly if you wear designer clothes. So Julie, to your point about Big H is more subtle. But if you wear Louis Vuitton Pret-a-Porter or Chanel Pret-a-Porter, that's like much more flashy. People feel weird about it. It's very triggering. So you can imagine how triggered people get. And like I said, Moschino is like, their clothes are like $400, $500, $600. It's not that expensive to buy their clothes. Same thing with Max Mara. And they're like luxury brands that show at Milan Fashion Week. So you can imagine like if you're wearing like Louis Vuitton clothing, how triggered that is going to get people. And people get triggered. And people feel like, oh my God, wow, like she would spend like $700, $800 on a Louis Vuitton t-shirt. Like I would never do that. Okay, cool, but like no one's asking you to spend your money. So it's irrelevant for you. I hate when people say things like, I would never spend that money on that. Okay, but no one asked you. No one asked you. You know? So one must be careful when you're around people who you know, like maybe people in your family or maybe friendship groups. You know, I'm not a fan of like changing your life or your look to make people feel better. I'm not saying you should do that. But I do think you need to be careful because there are people who just feel like really, really like jealous. Julie says, I'd once seen a lady dressed in LV from top to bottom. She was perfection. Louis Vuitton have a lot of nice stuff. Julie says, I was in awe. Cami says, I think potentially others think about how much they could do with their lives with that money that someone's choosing to spend on singular luxury items. Yeah, I agree with you. But like, people need to understand that there's always someone who has more money than you. And that's life. So if you sit there and obsess about someone's money, not you, Cami, just saying in general, the people who are like, oh, I could do that with this. Well, there's always someone who has more than you. Julie says in Costco for that Louis Vuitton. Okay. Miracle says, hey, hello. Cami says, but again, that X may be pennies to them. And also people prioritize the things that they like. You know, I like designer clothes. I like high street clothes. I love ASOS and Zara. I just told you I bought the ASOS joggers. I'm wearing them now. They're comfortable for my belly. You know? Miss Steffa says people are very weird about, hang on, wait. Miss Steffa says people are very weird about others wearing luxury. I felt the wrath plenty of times. People are weird about it because people believe that everyone should be on the same level. During Vlogmas, remember I filmed that video about people comparing themselves and feeling weird if someone has more than them. Remember I did that Vlogmas video where we talked about this, like comparing oneself and the whole relatability thing. But if you think about it, the relatability thing is not just an influencer problem. It's also in one's real life with your friends and the people who know you personally. There are some people who might be like, oh, I went to school with, you know, Miss Steffers, and when we were at school together, Miss Steffers wore this, but now she's really successful and she has all this money. She's wearing this and this and this and this and this. You know what I mean? And I think some people just feel so weird about it. So people feel like they want to attack you about it. I forgot to tell you congrats on your pregnancy. Oh, thank you. You don't have to, but thank you so much. It's so sweet. Julie says, I tend to wear less when I know I'm going to be around judgy friends or relatives. It's easier to not cause a conversation about luxury stuff. I agree. So it can be really annoying. And people are weird about it, and people do get triggered about it. And people really do, particularly if it's a flashy, something flashy. I don't know if you guys have seen those new bags from Gucci. I love them. I was thinking about maybe getting one. They're called the emblem bags. It's just the Gucci monogram. the double G Gucci Supreme monogram, but in these like slouchiest styles, very cute. If you wear that bag at a family event, people are going to start pocket watching you, counting how much money you have. And people like to do that. Like, oh, she has a Benz, or she has this, she has Gucci, her husband has this, her husband has that. People then start counting how much you both have if you have a partner or a husband or boyfriend, etc. Miss Steffa says the same for my car, yet there's so many of my neighbors that have luxury cars that side-eye me. What's your car? I love cars. People are really weird about cars. I'm actually glad that you brought this up. People are really, really weird about cars as well. And cars trigger people because they're very expensive. And people want to know, did you buy it cash? Did you get it on finance? Or I know in America, you guys call it a car note. In England, it's called finance. People want to know, did you get the car on finance or did you pay in cash? I mean, what difference does it make? It's your car. You're not entitled to know how someone paid for something. And that's the thing which I find very strange about the luxury stuff, because everyone wants to be on the same level, right? So if you have a really nice car, it's like, oh, she has a really nice car and I don't have a nice car. Oh, and then people make themselves feel better by, oh, she's probably in a ton of debt. No, not necessarily. Cami says, I think what you describe as pocket watchers are the ones who look at logos as a status symbol. Yeah, I agree. And they're the same people who say that you're poor if you have logos. Ballet Dancer says people are too damn nosy. But people are very nosy about these things because people feel entitled. Think about like the size of your house, your crib. Or if you live in a really nice neighborhood, because I know many of you live in like New York, so you'll live in like a beautiful flat or something like that. Think of like the size of your house. So if you live in a really nice neighborhood, have you noticed that people get really triggered over that? I think I'm going to film this video because I think this is actually a really important thing, because it goes beyond luxury fashion. People are weird about things like that as well. Like if you live in a really, really, really nice neighborhood, in whatever city you live in, if you live in a flat or a house, people are weird about stuff like that. Like, oh, that person's moved to this really desirable neighborhood and I can't. Well, that's their life. And you don't know what that person's done in order to subsidize that lifestyle. Oh, wow. BMW 440i Grand Coupe. It's not even high-end foreign. It's very nice. It's a BMW. Because people see that BMW, baby. People see that Bavarian Motor Works. Then they're jealous. They're jealous. It's jealousy. It's just pure unadulterated jealousy. People see you have a Beamer. Don't mind me. I'm going to be that annoying person looking for rap lyrics that mention Beamers because they're always there. And people feel jealous about it. And I think that as us, we need to like acknowledge that if someone has something nice, like she has a BMW, why can't you be happy for her for having a BMW? Why do you have to make it about you and be like, well, she has a BMW and I don't have one? Well, go get yourself one. Go get yourself one. It's a free world. Okay. Most of you live in free countries where people are allowed to purchase things that they want to purchase. Go and purchase it. And I think that the problem with the pocket watching, that, by the way, that's a very beautiful car. If you go to an event in a BMW, people are like, oh, she has a BMW. You know what I mean? People feel, I've seen how people feel if I drive the Range Rover Autobiography or if I drive my Nissan. I've seen how people react. If I turn up to something in my Nissan, it's like, oh, okay. If I turn up to something in the Autobiography, because we have the Autobiography and the Range Rover Sport, it's like, oh, you've come in the Range Rover. People feel weird about these things, and it's very strange because you don't even have to be into cars. People just feel weird about it and they start counting their money. They start counting how much money you have. I've seen this happen where people are like, how much is a new Range Rover? Like a new Evoque or a new Sport or a new Autobiography. Miss Steffa says, I'm like, I work for this. Right. But I think with a lot of pocket watchers, they don't think about you working really hard for that car. And like I said, if you have worked for that car, that is your car. You should be able to drive that car wherever you want. But I think a lot of pocket watchers are like, oh my God, she has a BMW. Like, oh my God, how much money does she make? How much money does she have? I wonder, like, how much money you know what I mean? Like, people want to figure out how much money you have. If it's a BMW, if it's a Birkin, if it's like really nice foreign clothes or high-end designer clothes, like people want to start counting how much money you have. And I've noticed this like on YouTube in comments, like on these finance videos that these finance influencers post. They're like, there'll always be someone trying to make themselves feel better. There was like someone who was like on this one finance video, like, oh, you know, whenever I see people with Gucci and Louis Vuitton, I just think they're poor. I just responded, I was like, you don't know anything about people who wear Gucci or Louis Vuitton. And they probably have more money than you in your bank account. Because the person had said that they had like $20,000 in an emergency account. I was like, respectfully, the people who are VIPs at Louis Vuitton and Gucci, they have more money than $20,000 in an emergency account, or in $20,000 in any account. The people who are VICs at this brand. So I had to, because I'm tired as well. I was just like, I'm also getting tired of these comments. Miss Steffa says yes. Yeah, because there's always going to be someone's going to be like, how did she buy that BMW right now? Why does she have that money? And I think also another thing is like, remember that there are a lot of people who are jealous of what you have because it's you. There are other people who are okay with other people having it, but if it's you that has it, it's a problem. So you might also have to be careful about the people who you have in your friendship circle. There are some people who want your life. And I know this sounds really dramatic without going into detail, but there are people who like want your life. And all of us have those people in our lives who follow every single thing that we do, but don't support us in our initiatives or our businesses or things that we're trying to do, but they know every single movement of something we do. Those people, you need to watch out for them. And you have to give them a wide berth, because those are the people who are like evil eyeing you. And people don't think the evil eye is real. It is real. So you have to be super careful. Ballet dancer says they have 20,000 in their back pocket. Seriously, I had to let that person know, like, you don't know anything. Leah says, yes, even family members. Yeah, and with family, it can be very, very toxic. So that's something which, we all need to be aware of, because sometimes it's the people closest to you. Who do, because it's like that old saying, people don't want to see you doing better than them, because it makes people feel weird, particularly if someone knows you personally. You know what one of my pet peeves about pocket watching is? This is something I hate that people do. I hate when people remind you where you came from with something. I used to have this one friend who would do that. She was comparing like my business success now to like 10 years ago. She's like, oh, I remember when you were first starting out in business and you only had this tiny little office and you were doing tiny little things. I was like, why are you bringing up like old stuff? That's not where I am today. Like where I am today is much further ahead and I've achieved way more stuff. It felt like she's trying to like put me down and keep me down because she wanted me down. She doesn't want to think about where I am today. So you need to watch out for those people, because there are a lot of types of pocket watching. Pocket watching isn't just like, do you have an Hermes bag? Do you have a Chanel bag? Do you have a Louis Vuitton bag? It's the car you drive. It's the business you have or the job you have. See what happens when you get a promotion. Those of you at work, if you're in the corporate world, see what happens when you get a promotion. You tell people that you've been promoted at work. See who's happy for you. In your family, in your friendship group, you will see people's reactions. People get weird about things like that as well. Diva says, yes, you had to check her. Cami says, those people I suspect sometimes feel as though their friend/family is no more deserving than they are, yet it happened for their friend/family and not them. Yes, I agree. Absolutely. And it ties into that idea. Like, a lot of people think like we should all be progressing at the same time, but it's not possible for everyone to progress at the same time. There'll be times when maybe you're doing better than your friend for whatever reason in your professional world. And also we all have, different careers. I just really dislike when people try and bring you back to when maybe you were struggling or trying to get on. And then once you get on, people don't want to talk about you when you're here, but want to talk about, oh, I remember when you were trying to do this or trying to get this job. It's really shady, and it's a way to keep you down. I told her off finally. She got told off. And I was like, stop bringing up like me when I was starting my business and starting out. Obviously, I'm not going to start out with $1 million. Obviously, I'm not going to start out that. I started out here and then now I'm here. Let's talk about where I am today and where I'm going. It's really messy, and it's a way to keep you down and to keep your self-esteem down. So you're always thinking about, oh, when I didn't have anything or when I wasn't as successful. It's very messy. That person's jealous for you. Yeah, envy and jealousy, and this is what I'm saying for all of us in this feed right now. Envy and jealousy is a real side effect of luxury, and I don't think we talk about this enough. So I definitely think I'll film that pocket watching video. Sorry guys, there's a bit of dust in here, so I kept touching my nose, but I'll definitely film that pocket watching video, because I think that this is something which we definitely need to talk about, because it's a real thing. You know, some of you who were telling me, I remember I was having a conversation with some glamazons who were saying, like, they want to share things online but feel really weird about sharing it because they feel like they're going to be attacked by family and friends. I still think you should share things on your Instagram. Maybe not your personal Instagram. You can make like a luxury Instagram instead. But I still think you should share things that you like. Miss Steffa says, definitely jealousy. Good for you for setting her straight. Yeah, I had to get her together because I was just tired of her comments. Because I was like, can you just stop saying that? Because it's really annoying. It's actually super rude as well. Like, we don't need to talk about where I was a decade ago. I'm 38 now. I was 28 then. I had 28-year-old skin as well. 38 now. Yeah, so it's a different time. Why are we talking about old stuff? Let's move on. You know? So I think also just like creating those boundaries is really important. And when people are saying messy things, set them straight then and there. I'm going to set you straight. Not in a rude way or be nasty about it, but I'm just definitely going to be like, hey, I don't like the way you're talking like that. I don't like that. People do that a lot. Especially people you went to school with. They'll always be like, oh, I remember at school you were like this and it was like this. It's like, okay, but who cares about school? Like, I haven't thought about school in like 20 years. Like, why are people still living in the past? You know, you have those people who like live in the past and their whole mind is like stuck in the past. You know, it's completely insane. So I think, you know, just in general for all of us and for everyone in this feed with luxury stuff, just be very wary, because a lot of the times it's family members and it's close friends and it's people who you are friends with, who are watching everything you're doing. And then you also have people who know you, who are watching everything, single step of something you're doing. Watch out for those people too. Because you never know who has designs on what you have. Someone might be jealous of your marriage, might be jealous of your relationship. That's another thing where people like, not just pocket watching like the things you have, but someone's jealous of the marriage you have or your relationship. That's a real thing as well. Maybe jealous of like your house, your car. So the people who say that the evil eye is not real are not paying attention. It's very real. So you have to be careful about that stuff. It does not sound like a conspiracy theorist or anything, but it is true. You know, so that's something which I think we should all be aware of. I still think you should post your nice things. I still think you should wear them, but I think you should be careful where you wear them. Where we wear these things does matter. If you're going to a family event with people who don't have as much money, like going with like the Louis Vuitton Dauphine or the Neverfull, yeah, that's going to trigger people. People are going to feel triggered, and people are going to feel like, oh, you're throwing it in our face. Cami says, I'm glad you mentioned it's not just luxury. Any sign of status can bring negative response. Oh my God, yeah, absolutely. Particularly if you, like, it's not just luxury. It could be your house, your car. People are weird about cars and houses and neighborhoods. Like, you know, like in whatever country you live in or city, think of how people react if you talk to them about a really nice neighborhood. People get weird about it. If you live in a nice neighborhood, or you've just moved to like a really like high end or high status neighborhood, people feel really weird about it. Particularly houses, because obviously houses are really expensive. Not that many people can buy houses cash. You don't need to buy a house cash, frankly. You can, you know, just get a mortgage. So I think a lot of people are really jealous of that. And people want to feel better about themselves. So they'll be like, oh, she's probably up to her eyes in debt. No, not necessarily. And I think that people just feel really bad about themselves, particularly because financially, globally, the world has slowed down. 2024, you know, financially things have slowed down. So if you're buying stuff in a quiet time, people are going to be jealous of you. Whether it's luxury fashion, it's a car, it's a house. Ballet dance and relationships. Yeah, and relationships. People get super jealous about relationships. Particularly if your partner is wealthy or successful, people will be triggered about that. Like, well, why does she get him and I don't? Instead of thinking like, what can you do to make yourself like be, you know, palatable to a potential partner? People compare themselves like, why don't I have him or whatever? So these are things which I think, you know, we all need to like talk about, and we definitely need to be aware of for sure. Because it's definitely something which affects all of us. I'm just gonna put something on here. It's definitely something which affects all of us. So yeah, but yeah, I'm glad that you guys all joined in. This has been such a fun live. You let me know if you want to see lives like once a week or whatever. I'm going to log off now. I'm going to try and timestamp this live, but I want to thank every single one of you who joined. Thank you so much for your time. I know you guys are busy. It's the weekend. Everyone's busy with their families, your boyfriend, your husband and stuff. So I appreciate you spending these hours with me. Look, we sent my cat to sleep. He's asleep. Look at Lovelace. He's gone. Brianna says, love the live. Oh, Cami says, but also if people leave with status symbols, that's all they show. That's all they show. It's not surprised people can perceive negativity. Okay, hang on, wait, before I go. I love a status symbol though. I love status symbols. Let people post their status symbols. Not you. I'm saying the people who are hateful about status symbols. Let people have their status symbol. Why are people weird? Brenna says, love the lives. Yes, for lives once a week. Love these lives. Okay, great. Thank you so much for your time. This was fun. Thank you. Cami, thank you. Thank you as well. Thank you, Haya, in the chat. Oh, your cat's so cute. He's tired. He's over it. I love these conversations we have. I love what we're trying to do here. Monica said, love the lives. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll do them once a week. I think that's perfectly fine. I just need people to stop being jealous. Okay? Think of all the people and the energy that these people spend being jealous of the things other people have, whether it's your boyfriend, your husband. People can covet your marriage. People can covet your relationship. I know people don't think that stuff is real. It is very real for people to covet your man, your marriage, your relationship. So if you're in a happy relationship, I would not be posting how happy you are. Okay? Because there are people who will covet that as well. So I just think people just need to grow up and get a life. Okay? Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to head over to Instagram now, so I'll see some of you on Instagram, I'm sure. Okay, thanks guys. Bye.